PNG on here. Hold on. It's important that it's here. It's because I have a different layout. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Just a second. Josephine's here with us, and I gotta put her beautiful face on sitting on top of my head. So just a moment while I get that done. Copy. Boop.
Copy these nuts.
Paste. Alright, and just boop. There we go. You're my hat.
Ayo.
Ayo! Alright, hello everyone. Welcome in. Welcome to day 6 of our Follow-thon. We currently have reached more than 60 followers. I think we're at 72. For some reason, the bar is not reflecting what's actually on my Twitch, so... But we're at 62. We are continuing the follow-thon, trying to make our way to 100 follows to unlock the Zombie Ate My Neighbors giveaway. Tomorrow is the last day of the follow-thon. But today we're going to be drawing with our good friend RoadtoDusk, who's currently doing intros on their channel. So when they get back, we'll properly introduce them in. And we're also graced by the lovely Josephine. Josephine, introduce yourself to the world.
Ayo, get this lady up to 300 followers so we can force her to play Valorant.
Yeah, good luck trying to do that in a day.
Alright, hold on, let me just make 300 fake accounts.
Nope, I will delete them all and it will not count.
Well, you'll never know it's me, and it's just like Josephine Hazard 1, 2, 3.
Right. So yeah, today we're going to be doing another art stream. Me and RoadtoDusk are going to be drawing each other's Halloween sonas, I guess, is a way to say it. So yeah, we're going to be drawing each other, and I'll figure out in a sec how we're going to show each other's streams our finished products. I should find that program that allows people to dual stream and you can see it. But today's not that day. So
Maybe, like, you could just have like a window to see like
oh, Road stream, you're right. You're so smart.
I'm having a stroke. Like Road could like stream it through Discord, and then you have like a window source only looking at that Discord screen. That screen, like the video screen specifically, because you just have to pop it out.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll mess with that in a minute. Hello, welcome back.
Why is my air server being weird?
I don't
Come
know.
on. Oh, it's because I forgot to actually connect the mirror play on my tablet end. There we go. That's the ticket. Okay.
So, Road, since you were silent on my end, would you like to introduce yourself to my stream?
Yeah. And after I'm done, I would love for you to introduce yourself to my audience as well.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah. So I'm RoadtoDusk. You can call me RoadToDusk, anything that you call a friend. I am a variety VTuber that also happens to be autistic, ADHD, and dissociative. I'm an ESL tutor, so I like to give factoids about all the above that I just mentioned, and then some. I tend to play a lot of pretty casual games. I do a variety of like solo and multiplayer. I also draw, as you're going to see with me collabing here with Tiny. If any of that sounds like your cup of tea, please feel free to stick around. I'd appreciate the company.
Would you call? So hold up. Forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if your name is RoadtoDusk, does that mean your fans are called roadies?
See, it's funny how you mentioned that, because one of my IRL friends, who's also a streamer on here, she's like my literal mom friend. She is old enough to be my mother, and she calls me Rody.
Aww. That's cute. I haven't thought of what I'm gonna call my followers yet at all.
I have some ideas on what I would want to call my audience. I'm not sure if I want to just throw that out there or leave it to a poll, because I keep doing polls a lot because I am very indecisive, and some folks have told me that that comes off a little codependent.
How dare you want the opinion of your audience that you're, you know, entertaining to? I don't think that's I don't think that's codependent. It's gathering the
I think
input.
the comment that I think the codependent comment was namely because of the frequency, how like the frequency of polls that I've done recently in server and on Twitter, related to like, hey, what do folks want to see? Like dates for like certain things and things like that. It feels like a lot at once, and it can come off a little monotonous. I think that's what they were trying to mean.
Yeah, but you're not being codependent. You're just seeking out the opinion of the audience that you're are trying to entertain and who are like paying to be entertained, you know? So I think that's a little harsh of a comment, but that's just me.
I get you. I mean, like you said, in the words of Adam Lambert, I'm here for your entertainment. So
yeah, basically. So I would want to cater to that
thank you,
some
Kaede
way.
and Anastasia, for letting me know that you guys couldn't hear my friends.
Wow.
Well, good thing I haven't done my introduction yet then.
Right?
Or I guess my harsh scathing comments on things. Y'all missed a lot.
Like, yeah, Teddy, I can't believe you said like so much hateful shit.
I know. And you'd have to come to my stream to see it.
Hey, if people are on the computer, you got 2 tabs. Let's fucking go.
Anyway, y'all.
Also, please be sure to check out Tiny Foxtrot if you can. They're finishing up a follow-thon because he recently just came back to streaming. So give her some love.
Yeah, thank you. That being said, hello everyone, my name is Tiny Foxtrot. I go by whatever pronoun, I don't care. As Red has said, I'm currently doing a follow-thon. This is day 6. It ends tomorrow. We did unlock our first goal at 50 followers. We unlocked a special hot wings and hot ones and Mario Party challenge. Where yeah, so I will be eating the lineup from Hot Ones while playing Mario Party. But the challenge is going to be I'm going to set up 3 CPU on easy, and I have to lose. Like, I can't win. I have to lose. Yep. So.
Oh, wow. And what happens if you end up...
Mario Party or Mario Kart?
Mario Party.
I mean, okay. How would you categorize as losing? Like, is it not first, or do you have to get
I have to get 4th place.
Oh, God.
Like, that's the challenge. So, yeah, we unlocked that. We're on our way to unlocking a, I am using the wrong tool. We are on our way to unlocking a 100 follower giveaway of a collector's edition of Zombie Ate My Neighbors. So yeah, if you'd like to come and follow me, I'd really appreciate it. If not, I'm just glad you all are here and supporting my lovely streaming friends and watch us do crazy art and talks about stuff that apparently you can't hear because I've been muted.
At least it was only for like, what, 5-10-ish minutes?
It's still really funny.
Compared to one time when I had a friend in voice chat with me while I was playing Splatoon, I did not realize that they were muted, like, on my stream's end for like a half hour.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well. We're not perfect. We are human, so we
God,
err.
now I'm fucking hearing Hannah Montana. Shut the fuck up.
God.
What? I don't...
Damn.
From the Nobody's Perfect, I hear, like, from my peanut gallery, Nobody's perfect!
Oh, I was thinking of the Christina Perri song, 'cause I'm only human.
Oh.
God.
Oh man, that takes me back.
Right, we're dating ourselves.
What do you want from me?
What do you want for me.
There you go.
Alright, y'all, so what we're doing today on stream is we are drawing each other's Halloween sonas, basically. We both have taken our avatars and we're incorporating them into, I guess, our villain forms for Halloween.
Yeah.
So I'm drawing Road, and Road is drawing me. And Road thought ahead of time and did a sketch, and all I have is a mood board. So I'm doing it from scratch.
Yeah, so do we want to list off like the inspirations that we got for each other?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Okay, so what I took for inspiration was, who here knows the Dot Hack series?
I do.
Oh god.
You remember Adelie from like the movie version of Dot Hack GU when she was infected by Ida?
Yeah.
I have that as one of my inspirations, as well as the Cordyceps zombies from The Last of Us and Parasect from Pokemon.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm excited.
It's really simple. It's not nearly like, it's not going to be like bloody or gnarly, but there's still like bits of inspiration from those.
Yes, I'm into it. As for mine, when we were first talking about it, because a lot of your concept is around like astrology and dreams, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, wouldn't it be cool if you were like a wizard creature that what you do is like consume dreams? And
So effectively like a Baku.
basically, yeah. And you go around and just corrupt people's dreams and things like that. And what I was inspired by was Jevil from Deltarune. Yeah, so I'm kind of basing a little bit off that concept and the Kashtar that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, the Kalishtar from
The
D&D, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like this dream folk. And also a bit of the Rococo circus style. So
Ooh.
that's what I'm kind of going for with kind of colors and things like that, and just ideas. Because like when we first told me about it, I was like, oh, I have an idea.
I'm super excited.
So I'm trying to. I'm not gonna do line art because like I said, I did not do a pre-sketch, and the fact that you did, I was like, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do a certain style that I have where I color over the sketches. Like I do a cleaned up sketch and then I color over it. So that'll save me some time.
Yeah, no, do what you need to, hun.
Yeah.
Like I namely did the sketch, like traditional sketch, because that's one part of my style. I tend to do traditional sketches as like a mock-up.
Mm-hmm.
And also, before I got the news with my, before I had to decide to do double shifts at my tutoring gig, I figured that because of the double shifting, that I would have to plan ahead. So I wanted to get any sketches and designs and such for what I wanted to draw for this month done ahead of time, so that I wouldn't have to worry so much.
That's smart. That is really smart. That is not what I did.
You live and you learn.
Yeah.
Live and learn.
Future note.
Head on the edge of tomorrow.
Because honestly,
Favorite
I probably.
Sonic character, go.
What?
Huh?
What?
Favorite Sonic character, go.
Oh,
Sonic character.
I don't know.
Rouge.
Knuckles, hands down.
Rouge.
Hey!
I couldn't think
You
of her
would.
name.
You would.
Look, okay, so
Is that
I
comment
like
for Tiny or for me?
probably me. Spalding says Shadow. I mean, what shown is, which is NSH. They choose Shadow, but they're also a simp.
Kissing all by yourself, handsome?
So I like people's fan renditions of Shadow, but I don't like game Shadow.
That's fair.
Like my favorite video with Shadow and Sonic was a one where Sonic goes up to Shadow and says, "If you don't want to date me, stop breathing. If you really don't want to date me, recite the Bible in Japanese." And the character
Oh.
starts reciting the Bible in Japanese. Like, is that really the Bible? And are you not breathing? You could have just said no. It was so funny to me.
Wow.
Yeah, it made me laugh. I was like, that's hilarious. That one and the power bottom animation for Game Grumps.
Oh god.
Oh, Shadow has so many mandates from Sega on him that he's rarely used in the comics and shows. Oh.
Ooh,
Yeah. So, my favorite is the Sonic Twitter. They'll do the actual voice actors will do just a bunch of like Q&As,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the joke is everything they say in the Q&A is canonical.
Oh boy.
So, it's canonical that Shadow is a weeb.
I can see it.
They talk about anime, and his response was, "I like the one with the edgy schoolgirl and the scissor blade."
Oh, fucking Kill la Kill.
It's like Shadow's a Kill la Kill fan.
He would be.
I
They
could
had
see
a
that.
death battle, by the way.
That's amazing.
Oh.
Yeah. I love Death Battle. Apparently, there's a one being made right now. SpongeBob versus Aquaman.
Wait, what?
SpongeBob would win.
I don't know, man. I give up on reality. Some of
Like-
my favorites back in the day were like Solid Snake versus Sam Fisher, because you know my boy, Solid Snake's gonna win that one.
Oh yeah, hands down. But seriously, back to the Aquaman versus SpongeBob.
But seriously, here.
SpongeBob would totally win that, cause he's too dumb to be affected by the sonic rays, and hold on, I'm drawing a line, so I'm distracted.
No, you're good.
And like he's very
Priorities and
squished.
concentration.
Yeah, and like, you know, so he's too dumb to deal with the sonic rays, and if like Aquaman punched him, he would just take it. Like there's just, he's too squish.
He is too squish.
And then Aquaman would just eat one of his burgers and just be like, I give.
All right, we have.
Like-
Let's see.
like
what
fucking
are the
Poseidon.
most?
Hmm?
Okay, let me look up most recent ones. So they're gearing up for the Aquaman versus SpongeBob. They had Trunks versus Silver the Hedgehog. Oh, why?
Damn.
Who won that one?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. We have Black Adam versus Apocalypse. Ooh.
Ooh.
I'd have to give that to Apocalypse, honestly. James Bond versus John Wick.
John Wick.
Woo!
That would be an epic battle, but it would go to John Wick.
I'm watching this right now.
Oh my
Tell
God.
us the thrilling conclusion.
Commentate it for us like you're a
It's-
flippin' sports anchor.
Oh,
And the images they got for them, obviously, like we all know who John Wick is, it's Keanu Reeves, but the other one is I don't know his name, but he was the most recent James Bond.
I forgot. Thank you, the Nightlight, for the follow, and the Hello Darkness. And Washona says that from the lineup you were talking about, that Silver won.
Oh.
Is it Daniel Craig?
I have no clue. I don't pay attention. Just
Daniel,
like,
Dan- Daniel Craig, yeah, I think that's the most recent James Bond.
Nice.
All right.
thank you for that information, Washonas. I love your Sonic fan work, by the way, Washonas. The times that you've posted it up, it's so well done. My thing made a noise, like a notification
damn it.
happened and nothing popped up, so I don't know. It's just trying to give me scary sounds, I guess.
God damn it! They already started this thing with a pun. They said we're gonna find out which one of these special agents are gonna live or die another day. I didn't know it was a James Bond film.
So,
damn it.
Washona says that the James Bond versus John Wick is all the James Bonds as one entity.
Hey,
So it's like an amalgamation of James Bond.
Well, if you think about it, the name James Bond could just be a code name.
It is a code name, kind of like Q is.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Pierce Brosnan personally.
I'd have to rewatch all of them. I've always liked James Bond. Like I've been a big fan of it since I was a kid. It's just a good spy movie.
I don't know if I'm that big into like spy and espionage movies, because like my fiance's father, there was one time that I was invited over for movie night, and they were marathoning the Mission Impossible series.
Okay.
Not really my cup of tea. Like, it doesn't really keep my interest, and it's already pretty dated with Tom Cruise's character being a misogynistic bugger.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I will admit I've never seen the Mission Impossible movies. Yeah. So that's a piece of film that I've never watched. So, fun fact about me. My dad had complete control of the TV growing up, and he actually child locked a lot of channels because he wanted to be the only one to be able to watch the TV. And all we had was the Game Show Network, Turner Classic Movies, because Grandma was the one who watched those, the Discovery Channel, the History Channel, the Sci-Fi Channel, and sports and news stations. Nothing else. So a lot of media that people grew up with, I never knew about until later as an
Wow.
adult. Yeah.
And I thought, wow, and I thought I was sheltered.
Yeah, and then we didn't watch a lot of movies because I lived in a very conservative household, and a lot of them were like too raunchy for kids or whatever. But there was like one time, so my mom was more lenient, and we went to go see, I forgot, I think it was supposed to be like Spider-Man, and my brother and I didn't want to see it. We wanted to see Alexander the Great. And she was like, don't tell your dad, but here you go. And we were like, yeah. And she was, and there's like, so Alexander the Great has a lot of like, because Alexander the Great was like a known bisexual. And so it has his gay moments in there, and on full scene. And my brother and I looked at each other, and we were debating whether or not we were going to tell our mom. So like, we get out of the movie, she's like, how's the movie? And we were like, oh, it was really good. And she's like, anything particularly bad? And we kind of looked at each other like, well, there was gay stuff, but like, not really. Like, on your level, you consider that bad, but like, we were just like, yeah, that's dude fucking, whatever. We're not doing it.
Oh my god, I forgot about the C4 toothpaste.
What?
That's
what?
so stupid. They're going off all of Bond's gadgets, and one of them was like a tube of toothpaste, but it was actually like plastic explosive inside.
You gotta keep that shit disguised.
He has cigarettes that like it shoots a micro missile. I'm like, all right, that's stupid. I hate it.
Honestly, some of the best things about the Mom movies were the gadgets.
I mean, can we not like if we think that's silly, can we all remember the Adam West Batman? The goddamn shark repellent.
Yes, Adam West had everything. Oh, I love the Adam West Batmans. That was some of the best Batman footage. That and the animated series.
Yeah.
Catalyst or Batman.
Pounding Joker.
We actually have a couple of figures of it was the surfing contest between the Adam West Batman and the Joker, and we have figures of them like on surfboards for that competition.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a huge Batman fan.
That was adorable.
There we go. Then, let's see here. How do I want the mouth? I think we're gonna have you like a sleepy, creepy smile.
Do it.
And by the way, Washonis, how are you doing today?
Hey, how's everyone in my chat doing today as well?
Let's see.
Oh, I am excited. Sorry, I just got an email from my newly coming boss, and she's gonna give me my schedule for the coming weeks this coming Monday.
Awesome.
So I'm excited.
Cool.
I've kind of framed another one of my drawings and put it up on the hall like a mad lad. That's awesome.
Hey, noise.
I love your artwork. I still have the artwork that you gave me from when you were still completing your bachelor's. It's currently hanging in my hall of art.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Washonis is a very, very amazing artist, and it's been a treat to watch their journey and how far they've come over the years, because they have such amazing, they already had amazing skill, but they have improved upon it so much, and it's absolutely amazing. So y'all, if you would be so kind to also support this amazing artist and just give them all your admiration, you can go to my Twitter and I'll post them up. I'm also procrastinating writing. You're an artist, not a writer. It's fine. You have an art degree.
Yo.
I mean, if you think about it, books are technically art, so...
It's a different type of art, okay? The comic don't write itself. It's true.
You ain't wrong.
I'm
You
having
ain't
a stroke
wrong.
reading some of these feats.
What?
So, like, some of these are obviously really crazy and impressive, like, survived 13 Gs without passing out. That's literally impossible. The poor guy was tortured in North Korea for 14 months. Crushed a man's skull in flip-flops.
Yep.
Oh, what?
And overcame a lobotomy with the power of love.
Yep.
Oh.
Do you have a shit how crazy you are at killing people? There's no way that's possible.
Also, hey, DPS! Glad for you to join in the chat at this moment.
Hope y'all are doing well today. I am doing extremely well. Fee, as everyone knows, Fee Motion is actually going to be coming and visiting me this weekend as well. So I get to have my waifu for the weekend. And she's made a very specific request of me that I have to do, which is I have to make her Hungarian mushroom stew. So
Ooh.
that's what I'll be doing.
DBS in my chat just said the power of friendship can be anything, including but not limited to death and God. So basically, this is Shin Megami Tensei in the Persona series.
Lobotomies. They're reversible if you will it to be.
God, lobotomies are fucked up though.
They are. The history of mental health is pretty fucked up.
Because so much of it is at the expense of femme folks, and especially femme folks of color.
That and people who didn't want to deal with children.
Yeah. And disabled folks.
Yeah, very unfortunate. But you know what? Bomb hauntings. Just saying, asylums are some of the best places to get a haunting. As terrible as that is, it's true. But yeah, it's still fascinating, and we've definitely come a lot further for it, but it's still absolutely
You know what? I'm
terrible.
gonna change my my music to something a little more spooky.
Um,
Let's see. What do I
I'm
have here that's spooky?
I've been playing Nintendo horror music.
See,
So
I use a program called Bardly.
Mhm.
It's a free, well, it's free for that. It is it's free for 2 weeks, and then you pay like $5 a month, and it is a royalty-free, just a amalgam of really good loopable music,
Mhm.
namely set for D&D podcasts and D&D immersion.
Mhm.
But they are open to people like using their content for basically anything.
Nightbot, you didn't update. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
It's on yesterday's loot message instead of today's.
Oh. Here's some spoopy music. Let's fucking go.
So while I'm watching the John Wick section of this, I'm reminded that if I ever watch any John Wick movies with my partner Lana, she's already given me a warning that
Mhm.
I have to be careful, and the reason is she likes choreography.
Ah, so
She likes the
nerd.
choreography in John Wick so much that it's kind of a thing, if you know what I mean.
Oh. I thought you were
Also,
just gonna get lectures because every time I watch
Nope.
any movie that has to do with history, I get a lecture from my partner.
Oh, are they a history nut?
They're a history major.
Oh, nice.
Popping.
Also, DBS. Yeah, this is Josephine, and this is our friend Tiny Foxtrot with their Halloween design.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries. Popping in to remind Tiny Foxtrot that she's an amazing person, adorable being, and a mega cutie that is always a joy to see. Thank you, Zelda.
Thank you,
I love it when you
Zelda.
pop into the chat. How are you doing today? There you go. Drawing your little funny hat here.
Make it a top hat. I dare you.
Oh, you know what? Fine. We are going Dapper Jester
In
here.
In reference to top hat.
No, I have a better idea.
Do it.
idea.
Whatever it is, do it.
Let me just sketch in your hat, and then I will sketch in what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Doing well so far, just saying hi to all the cuties I know on Twitch. Well, you're the number one cutie, Zelda. Thank you.
You are number one. Hey!
Yes.
So I'm reminded again. Listen, I love Keanu Reeves for just being a wonderful human being.
Oh, yeah.
I love his movies. He is a terrible actor.
No, he's not.
I think he's a really bad actor.
I think he's typecasted, but I don't think he's a bad actor.
I feel like
He's
a bit
not
of both.
the worst. He's not terrible, but like there's some of his movies I'm like, all right.
I feel like it's a bit of both. I feel like he's typecasted, and because of that, he's never really had an opportunity to grow as an actor. We haven't really been able to see his true potential because of the fact he is typecasted.
That's true, because, like, if you take freaking Robert Pattinson, who is... Okay, hold on, I get it. We all know him for Twilight and being Cedric in Harry Potter. But did you also know he was in the movie The Lighthouse?
Yep. He's also the Batman.
Oh, well, I haven't watched that one yet. But he did really well in The Lighthouse. I had no idea that was him. I don't...
Also,
Mhm.
Besides being typecasted in the roles he is, apparently he's got a typecast for a name. How many characters does he have named John? It's John Wick, John Constantine, Johnny Silverhand. Like, why? Why is it John? Why is it always John?
Because that is...
Mickey asks questions.
That is the fault of the people who produce those movies. And he's typecasted
Yeah.
for it.
Also, I feel bad for, like, I think it was the third John Wick. He barely had any lines. Like, why? He had like almost no dialogue.
I feel like one of the biggest things for the John Wick series is less about dialogue and more about like the story and the choreography. Also, DBS says John Wick is a JoJo.
He really is.
He really is. How dare you?
There's a reason no one can kill him. No one can see his stand.
I have still yet to get into JoJo, but even like I can acknowledge what that's trying to say. I don't fully
Listen.
understand it.
Oh my god.
Fair warning. If you're gonna get into JoJo, fair warning. Part 1, Phantom Blood, is slow. It is slow.
Just watch the abridged version of it. There's an abridged version of it. That they came out with because it is so slow. No, the abridged version gets the point across. Like, there's
I
so
know,
much.
But, like, you might as well just like bear through it because it's still good, but because there's still really good characters in part 1 and part 2. Obviously, like literally from part 2 and on, it gets crazier and crazier and
Oh
crazier.
yeah.
And it's just
Look,
amazing.
I mean, nothing can be as slow as Dragon Ball.
Ooh.
It's pretty slow. It just okay. So like, there's a reason for it because it's establishing. Well, first off, it was his first, iteration of JoJo, and then
So there's a lot of world building that has to be established.
Yeah, but it also establishes kind of the entire background to the entire story because it is all about these two people and their bloodlines and all that. So I mean, it's worth experiencing, but you don't need to watch the entirety. Like, honestly, doing the abridged is just as good. It just cuts out a lot of the fluff. But it still gets the point across.
Yeah. Also, Zelda just popped in to say, pop in to remind everyone that you're all amazing people, adorable beings, and a bunch of cuties. Also, Jonathan is best JoJo.
I'll fight you on that one. It's Jotaro. Jotaro says Bundo.
Josuke.
I do love Josuke. He is.
Also, Jotaro just becomes kind of shitty. Like, he just becomes a shitty person.
Isn't he a bit of a misogynist?
No. Okay, so I think.
So like, sure, there's teenage rebellion in his beginning years, and he's a dick to everybody. And then part 4, he, tries to get a little better, but like, he's a shitty dad.
But there's a
like
reason. Okay, but there's a reason for that. Like, so spoilers to anyone who hasn't seen Stone Ocean.
So good.
I haven't finished it, but in the comic, it does address that one of the things that Jotaro didn't want is for Jolene. Oh, thank you, Wishonis, for redeeming Awu. Let me get my inner kawaii here. Hello? There you go, that's for you.
Oh my god.
So what was I saying?
Ooh.
Okay, so in the comic, the whole reason why he's gone so much isn't because of his research, it's because he's trying to make sure that, Dio's shit's taken care of and that Dio doesn't come back. But he also wants to protect Jolene because he doesn't want Jolene to have to deal with what he had to deal with in a battle over Egypt. So that's why.
But then Poochie.
I'm getting a tiny fun argument going on in my chat. Someone said, in Joseph's defense, his dad was also gone, so he didn't know how to be a dad.
Oh my god!
All the JoJo's have daddy issues, so it doesn't count. And then DBS just said back, it's just part of their genes.
That's very true, because even Giovanni. Oh no, you're right. They do.
Damn, that's how this death
issues.
battle ends?
With daddy issues.
Not really, but do you want to know the result?
Yes.
James Bond wins.
Really?
Yep.
what all transpired that led to the win?
Watch the video.
God damn it.
I can't right now. I'm trying.
Alright. So, Road, do you
Yeah.
want me to tell you what I did with the top hat, or do you want to wait?
I'll wait. I wanna be
Okay,
surprised.
okay.
Because I'm pretty sure, because honestly, Top Hat and I keep having jokes of like flipping, wanting to reference him in something for my design, because like he's still iffy on like getting back into streaming on his end. So
Mhm.
this is kind of the next best thing, like keep referencing him on my end.
Hint, hint. Alright, how do I want to draw? I think we'll do this number. And have it flow back over like
Which
that.
actually, I do have like something planned for like my Halloween stream. Like whenever I'm gonna have like my last stream because of work, like
Mhm.
well, my last stream for October. Do you guys want to hear it now, or do you want to be surprised?
Sure.
That's up to you because your chat's here, so.
Yeah. So I'll just spill it. Top Hat and I were thinking. Oh, thank you for the redeem. I'll get to that super quick, DBS. My train of thought needs to be fulfilled. So, Top Hat and I were thinking of. So when I asked like Top Hat off stream, like, "Hey, I'm trying to figure out like a costume design for Halloween," he just went Top Hat. Like, and so I asked him, "Do you want me to be a Top Hat, or do you want me to reference your Top Hat?" He just went, "Yes." So either I'm going to make an alternate PNG of me as like a special Top Hat, or I'm just going to be an absolute dick and put Top Hat's PNG on my head.
No, just put Top Hat's PNG as the host. You thought Top Hat, but was me.
Oh, no deal.
Just me, deal.
Sugio go kick us
That was really good. So Washona says that the battle you watched was BS. For the John Wick versus James Bond.
They made some good points.
Also, let me get that more say-so aura going on for you.
There we go.
I actually need water.
I can't do Ara. I'm too goblin-y.
Then you do your Goblin Ada Ada. I mean, I have a cheap Ada Ada and like one that you have to pay for, and you get what you pay for the cheap one.
No, I've already told people that I'm never doing it.
Yeah, you are.
I'm doing it honestly for laughs.
Exactly.
And yeah, because I have two auras, so I have a say-so and like the normal, which is the lewd.
I just don't have the sexiest of voice, so the Ada Adas and the Awus are literally just for fun because they are bad, or sometimes I purposely make them worse.
I don't know, the one you just did sounded pretty cute.
Oh, thank you. I had to try. I've known Washonas for years. They deserve a good one. They get the quality.
Also, I just noticed like the heart on your cheek. That just immediately made me think of like Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Oh boy.
Honestly, that's kind of part of the inspiration. I really like that, and every now and again I'll draw a heart on my cheek just because of that show.
That's cute. That's really cute.
It just depends on the style I'm going for the day. But yeah, every now and again I'll just draw a little heart on my cheek.
E.
Alright, let's see.
So,
Mhm.
I don't think I told you all. So my room. So, what do you think?
Sorry.
What's so funny? What's so funny?
No, Zelda wrote because of the comment of like the heart on the cheek. Zelda wrote, it's Tiny's own version of the JoJo birthmark.
Maybe. I mean,
Did
go ahead.
somebody say JoJo?
Play it. Yes! I love the Pillar Man song so much. It's my favorite. Have you?
It goes hard.
Okay, so have you seen the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic version of JoJo?
I hate it. I hate
I
that you said
love
that.
it. I love that. So it's all of the My Little Pony human forms, but they're all just really buff, dramatic JoJo-esque characters. And they all just do these very, very dramatic, just JoJo moves. And it is the best thing in the world. I love it so much.
I mean, DBS, it sounds like you could probably look it up on YouTube, I assume.
It's like JoJo Friendship is Magic, something like that. You'll know when you see it. It's the only one.
Friendship is magic. Hold up. What the fuck was it? Give me a second.
I just realized this cape is messed up.
Is. What's the meme? Where's the meme? Hold on. Fuck, I gotta find it. It's gonna bother me now. Ah, yes. It's the Warhammer meme. Friendship is magic, but magic is heresy.
Blood with blood gods.
It's heresy.
Boop.
Oh, that's a baseball!
Scare the shit out of me.
Okay, so the other amazing thing about JoJo is the English. And
Yeah.
what we just heard was from Battle Over Egypt, where Jotaro is this is how much of a JoJo nerd I am and exactly where this is. Is playing
fucking love you.
a video game, and it's a baseball game. And that's how it sounds when it's a game. It's wonderful.
Oh,
What was that?
Oh,
what was that
Mr.
pterodactyl screech?
oh,
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 Mr.
Mr.
Joestar.
open the game.
Oh my
How can
god!
we also forget old Joseph?
Old Joseph has
Son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
He has the best lines.
I will never forgive the Japanese.
Oh.
And then immediately cheats on his wife with a Japanese woman. Anywho,
Yeah,
I am fucking confused.
you have
don't
to
worry about
watch it.
that's how Josuke, the best character, was born.
Yeah, you just have to watch it to
Actually-
understand.
No, you know who the best character is, Tiny?
Who?
Okuyasu.
Yeah, true.
He's so dumb. He has literally the most overpowered stand, but he's too stupid
to
be
use it.
overpowered.
Yeah, and that's actually pointed out in the show by
Yeah, it is.
Josuke. He's just like, he has one of the strongest stands, but he's just too dumb.
Zahando!
Though, freaking... I love Rohan. There's a special place in my heart for Rohan. This is all JoJo. You've gotta watch it.
It's so good.
It's so good.
All right, next watch party, we're forcing Road to watch all of JoJo.
I would be down for that.
All of JoJo?
All of it.
Listen, we have to at least get you all the way up to Golden Wind.
No,
Please,
at
please.
least that's way too long because freaking
Okay.
Diamond is Unbreakable is very, very long.
Diamond is Unbreakable is just Persona 4. A bunch of teenagers are trying to solve murders.
Ooh, Chef's Choice trivia and full care package. Thank you so much, Celine. Okay, so
Nice.
here's, let's see. Factoid. What a good factoid. Okay. Here's a dissociative fact for you. There is a difference. Technically, the term alter can be a catch-all term for alters or headmates in a dissociative system, but it can also be used for a specific person or a specific identity that has its own likes and dislikes. An alter in the general term that is more akin to a headspace and doesn't have a full sense of what we would consider individuality, such as likes, dislikes, pursuits, things like that, is known as a fragment.
Hmm. It's
What he
interesting.
said.
Very, very interesting. Let's see.
All right, more JoJo facts.
Yeah, mental health facts. Yeah, fuck him. JoJo.
No, we just we don't know how to contribute to that conversation, but we know how to contribute to JoJo.
Yeah,
Right.
okay. You're
Fucking.
good.
But no, that was very interesting. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Okay.
DBS just said JoJo's the only mental health you need.
I mean, we can talk about something else. 'Cause like I said, I'm a huge JoJo nerd. I love JoJo. So, but
Oh no, this is awesome. I love hearing you guys info dump.
so Lisa, what was your reaction to her?
Wait, who?
Yo, why is she kind of bad though?
Right.
Oh, fuck me sideways. The language roulette. Fuck.
Hmm?
Celine, you redeemed the language roulette? How could you?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I have to talk in a different language for 5 minutes.
What? What? How does that work for us, Celine? How are we gonna
Well,
understand
I guess
it?
I'm pulling up Google Translate.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try to figure out what Road is saying. Rhodes, say something. I think that's silence. I think we got that one.
That seems to be American Sign Language.
We so put Road on the spot. How about this? Road, what's your favorite cake?
It's tiramisu.
Okay, it's tiramisu. I got that one. What's your bedtime routine?
Mierda. Qué mierda. Okay. Okay.
I think that's okay.
Okay. Fuck it, girare por un idioma diferente.
One more time, sorry.
I'm gonna spin for a different language because I know.
What did you attempt there? I think I know what it was, but tell me what it was.
I said girare por un idioma diferente. I'm going to spin
Was
for a
that-
different language.
Is
It
that
was
Italian?
Spanish.
It was Spanish.
It was
alright.
Spanish. And
Got it.
Apparently, the wheel likes me now because it decided to spin on English. I feel like that's a cop out because you know what? I'm gonna spin again.
Well, no.
So,
you won't
I
speak-
want
okay.
to suffer. I want to
Listen, no.
suffer, just not as bad.
No, I was just gonna say if it lands on English, just speaking a Cockney accent, that counts, right?
Yeah.
Just speak like the orcs from fucking Warhammer. They're all Cockney.
Or just talk like Midwestern.
Fuck Maya.
So what's funny is Sage caught that you were speaking Spanish. You said it so fast, I didn't catch it. Because Sage goes, ¿Hablas español?
Man, give me scene and America. Direkt aus kamera.
Cool.
Yeah, down to clown. I know I have both streams open, huh? Oh, okay.
So I could admit something.
Hmm.
I don't think I should.
What should you
Trick
admit?
I could listen to now. To be fair, I'm only saying this because Tiny and Lexi, we're talking about a few things, and I don't know how much Spanish you do know, Tiny, if any.
Not much anymore. I've never been fluent in it, but when I was around my family a lot, I picked up a lot of it, but I haven't been really around enough people who speak Spanish, so I really lost it.
That's fair. So what I was going with, and like I said, I don't think I should admit this live. I could listen to the both of you speak Spanish and I would just melt. I could not understand a single word you two would probably say. I could just listen to it all day. You two could be talking shit about me. And I just like, yep. I'm just gonna enjoy this moment here.
I think you've heard me speak Spanish once, which you didn't keep it in the video, but it was when we were watching the Resident Evil thing, and I was getting mad, and I was like, okay, I almost started speaking Spanish, and Lexi's like, what were you gonna say? I let out like a whole spiel of like, you stupid bitch, like how dare you, something like that, but in Spanish. It was just so bad. I know how to curse in Spanish, but that's about it. Because of course we all know how to curse in Spanish.
Sam, ¿quieres colaborar?
God damn it. What really sucks about this road is I know I should understand. I know I should understand, but my brain is like, yeah. So translate that, and my brain is like, no, we're not. We should know what it says, but that ship has sailed. So I'm mad that I'm like, yeah, I know what some of this, like, I know I'm supposed to know this, and my body wants to know, and it's just like, no.
Sa Celine, yüzü bakın, su neged Nike. Direct, Kato direct, asarna mader, ni ni tokosal aribari ki tiene f funny si eat ni tokosal gate hasarna mader like met yeah see met Kogan Higel said. So there's
I just realized this leg is very funky.
Non so cosa stai dicendo.
There we go. That like makes more sense now. And then this one also is a very funky leg. Just gonna do my own thing, guys, because I don't know what's being said anymore. So just gonna adjust my funky legs that it's on my drawing.
Mi siedo che ascoltero.
So yeah, I just deleted my leg.
Couldn't keep it. Okay, that was 5 minutes online.
Perché dovresti cancellare tu gamba?
Look, if you guys want to hear me speak Spanish, I'll just have to pull something up because I can read it. But like,
I'm speaking Italian.
Nice.
It's close enough. They're both romance-based languages.
Yeah, they're both
Um,
derived from Latin.
Mediterranean areas, very
Mhm.
similar. Even Italian and Croatia are very similar.
Nice.
What? I
Celine.
literally responded about you deleting your leg. All I said was, "Why would you delete your leg?" Perché dovresti
Celine.
cancellare la tua
Yeah.
gamba?
Yeah, Celine, to answer your question in English, how do I like my steak cooked? I really don't like steak because my mother would have steak like every day during the summer, and so I can't really eat it anymore.
All right, I have a
way
Spanish
too
phrase for
Go
y'all.
for it. Go for it.
Soy la reina de los hongos.
Mm.
I am the mushroom queen.
Nice.
Slower. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Soy la
let's see.
reina de los hongos. Hongos.
God damn it. Okay, another chef's choice trivia, so like anything from my special interests.
This leg is bothering
Let's see.
me.
I'm trying to think of a good factoid.
No, I don't.
Did you know that, and I actually have a little more info about this on my Discord server, that compared to a lot of languages that tend to use only one preposition or postposition to talk about time and placement, that is called the ablative, relating to like in, at, or on. English has three, so in, at, and on, that can be used not only for time, but also in regards to placement. The silence.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix this fucking leg.
No, you're good.
I know it bothers me, and I'm trying to figure out why.
Ask questions.
No kidding. Like, how does anatomy work? All right, so the hip is here. This knee's too far out. That's one of the problems.
So that's what that means. Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Sono la regina della melma. I am the slime queen.
I was gonna say you are, and then you translated it. I am the slime queen.
That does remind me. What I asked you earlier, Josephine, in my con lane, I said, so you just like accents. You get off to accents.
Certain ones.
I will admit
Fair.
that when me and Lexi talk, because we don't, even though we don't speak Spanish, we pronounce Spanish words. So, like the way we say tortilla or la fajita or frijoles,
Is
you know.
it like a Tex-Mex thing?
There's Spanglish, yeah, where you mix Spanish and English. But I mean, when you grow up in a Hispanic home, you're taught to say certain words, correctly, even though you may not
Right.
understand the language. You're gonna say like buñuelos correctly, or like the foods, you're gonna say them properly. So, so sometimes when we're just like talking about food and drink that are, what we're familiar with, we say it with an accent.
Right. You don't.
Yeah.
Like for example, you don't say like Fanta like most gringos do. You go Fanta.
Yeah, I go Fanta. Like even Coca-Cola.
Oh, actually, speaking of which, I still got some Orange Crush. Hold up.
Hell yeah.
I guess you could say I got my smile. I've got my Orange Crush. Please, someone tell me they know that song.
Sounds familiar.
I know what it
R.E.M.
is. Yeah.
REM.
I need your fucking legs. You know what? When all else fails, you just erase the legs and you start over. Because that's where I'm at now. I'm really mad. Well, not mad. I'm at the point where I need to start over.
Instead of I am the slime queen, I could also say sono la strega della melma. Does anyone know strega?
I'm not paying attention right now, so don't call on me. Teacher, I am not. Don't call on me, teacher. I am not concentrating on that at all.
Okay, I cheated a bit. Strega is witch.
It is
So you're the
witch.
slime witch. Also, Celine, how bad is the lag? Also, hey, Road. No, well, Josephine, hold on. Josephine, do you have my chat up? Or do you have my stream up? Because, I think Celine is wanting to talk with you.
How dare you not lurk in both our streams?
See.
Listen, I was supposed to leave like 30 minutes ago to do my own, so I'm procrastinating.
That is a mood.
Because you're having
Hold
so
on.
much fun
8
here.
to 10 seconds of lag, that
Oh my
It
god,
could
am
be
I a
worse.
terrible person? Hold up.
it could be worse. Also, pop, soda, or fizzy drink? I tend to say soda. I know it's a lot more common in the part of Ohio. Oh. Thanks, Josephine!
I'm a terrible person.
Hey, all good. Also,
Fellow slime
see,
witch.
pop,
Wait, can
soda,
Joe
or-
read this? I can read this. And now I can.
Yeah, let's see. I tend to say soda, even though pop is a lot more common in the area that I was raised in.
And there's my southern ass, Coke.
Yeah, everything is Coke.
Everything is Coke.
Orange Coke.
Coca-Cola Coke, Diet Coke, Dr. Pepper Coke, Sprite Coke.
Yeah, no, that's an actual thing.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not
actually-
surprised. I actually remember studying this kind of dialectal shift in my linguistics classes.
Yep. Us Southerners
Um,
here, we don't go by your sodas and pops. We go by Coke.
I actually have a fun fact for y'all, since I was speaking Italian that I hardly remember because I took 5 years of it throughout my school life, and I don't remember jack shit.
What's the fun fact?
Italians have their own version of Santa Claus.
Ooh.
Oh.
It is La Befana. It's a witch.
What does
It's
it
a
love?
witch that delivers presents to children throughout Italy on Epiphany Eve, the night of January 5th.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That is really cool. I don't know why, but that reminds. I know that she has absolutely no relation to Christmas or Yule whatsoever, but hearing like the witch made me think of Ancalia or Calia in Irish mythology.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think if I can remember the. I don't know if you would call it I guess it's considered a song. Hold on.
Oh, Rip, I say soda all the time.
See,
That's fine. You
Oh.
just broke away from the Southern curse, which is totally
Sweet.
valid.
yeah, Celine has a good question. Is that similar to the 3 wise men who leave gifts in your shoes?
I don't know. Maybe.
And
all
also,
I know is
DVS, the witch leaves presents. Nothing more, nothing less.
Calm down now. This is supposed to be wholesome.
We're
no,
also
she's
18
not a
plus.
witch. She's not a witch that eats children. No, don't worry. She actually provides gifts to people. La Befana vien di notte con le scarpe tutte rotte. Col vestito alla romana. Viva viva la Befana.
Are we summoning her?
Mm.
No, that's just the children's song, I think.
Oh, got it.
Oh.
So we're summoning her.
But
Yeah,
no, it's
that almost sounded like a mantra. I was like, huh?
Yeah, the children are summoning her.
well, I mean, why? Just because it's a foreign language, it sounds evil and chanting? Huh?
No, because if I was a child and I wanted gifts, I'd summon her too. I'd have a jaunty little chant.
Watch. Don't let people get too curious. They might actually make an indie horror game based on La Befana.
No, don't correct her. There's so many other things like Krampus. Do a better Krampus game.
Yeah, do another iteration of La Llorona.
Yeah.
Oh God, La Llorona needs some love. Like the
No
movie that
kidding.
people tried to make
I said-
recently, that did her dirty.
Did I say her name wrong? By the way, I have no idea how the fuck to say it properly.
It depends on like the that coming from someone that more like studied the accent of Spanish as opposed to like the Spanish language, because applied linguistics does that. It really depends on the area that you're in. If you're in, I know some areas tend to pronounce like the two L's more like a
Oh, why?
like a yeah, like
Yeah.
a yeah sound. So it could be la Llorona or la Llorona.
I learned it as Yarona, so la Yarona. But
Oh, she's bad.
Yeah.
Girl is a selfish mother who was doomed to wander the oceans looking for her children. Hold on, I got a little chat catch up here. Washona says, I think it's a lot to do with that I apparently have a really ambiguous accent and have had people ask me from everywhere else than Texas. I used to get West Coast areas a bit. I wish I had that, but I could not escape my Texas accent because my father had a drawl, and I trained myself out of the drawl. But it comes out every now and again, especially when I'm like really mad. And then
It's funny you mentioned that because like I occasionally have a bit of a southern drawl, namely not like Texas southern drawl, Floridian, because my father was raised in the very north of Florida, very close to Alabama. So, like, when we were living in the Midwest, like, for the most part, he learned how to assimilate his accent, but it still comes out when he's, like, super passionate or pissed about something, and I picked up on that.
yeah,
Nice.
I'm the same way. Let's see, Fee says Ooga Booga. Good morning, Fee. And Washona says summon the gift witch. Yes.
Yes!
You have to. Sorry, you can't summon her now. You have to do it the eve of January 6th.
But if I keep summoning her, she'll remember me. It's like nagging her.
My sister in Morgan, please.
I'm packing to head out. All right, be safe. We will see you soon.
So I think, and I know I've mentioned it to at least Tiny, and I don't know if Road was there, but I think I'm definitely going to keep the witch aesthetic on
Yes.
my model.
Nice.
The current one you see now is clearly just going to be for Halloween, but like the whole witch aesthetic is going to stay permanently.
Yeah, it looks cute for you, and it fits your aesthetic, not gonna lie.
Yeah. You're a punk witch. Punk slime witch.
Yeah. Apparently Tiny says I'm a baby witch, so
You're a baby witch. You're
I mean,
learning.
I'm a bit of a baby witch too. Like it's not a bad term. The main
It's
reason,
not.
the only reason on why it has a bad rep right now is because there were like a small bit of like baby witches, like I think it was like a year ago, that were like hexing the moon and shit.
Don't hex the moon, you dumbasses! How dare you?
I think this was like right before the pandemic too. So
listen, don't hex the moon. It'll crack open and Bahamut will
Look.
kill us all.
There are some gods and goddesses you don't fuck with. You don't fuck with the moon goddess, who's like the source of like all magic. Like, don't you dare! How dare you hex the
I
moon?
mean, I will say there is also more than just the moon goddess. There is a moon god, Moani, in Norse mythology.
Moon
You're-
goddess is superior. Just saying.
I just deal with crows, homie. Like it's
My patron deities are the triple goddess and the horn god. So
My patrons and matrons are Amma, Breja, and yeah, well, those are my main two. And I tend to also call to Freyr.
hmm
So I'm a combo of Irish and heathen.
yeah.
So I picked. I think I always had. I realized throughout my entire life, I clearly had an affinity for Morrigan.
Hell yeah.
It just made sense, and I'm like, well, let me look up other Celtic deities, and I couldn't help myself. But like, yo, I like Dagda a lot.
Oh
This
yeah.
jolly.
Yeah,
giant-
the data fucking love him.
A big ass, jolly ass giant with a monster-sized club and a cauldron. It's just with a shit-eating grin.
Oh yeah, the dada is awesome. Nowen, she scares the shit out of me.
Yeah. Also, I find it funny that the two Celtic deities I picked are husband and wife.
Right? And
It's
if
like,
you
oh,
also
God.
think, if you also go with the mentality that the Morrigan is a title and there are multiple Morrigans, the dada might be polyamorous.
Yup.
it's
That
it's been
fits me so
destined.
well. Yep, it clearly fits me so well right now.
So even though Odin is not my patron deity, I have a very interesting relationship with Odin.
Oh.
So, and according to my Norse friend, it's because my partner is Norse pagan, so by proxy I get that kind of protection. But I have like this, how would I say, sibling thing going on with Odin. He constantly teases me, and
Are you?
I tease him back.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious.
Mhm.
I'm at least personally with like my experiences with Odin and also like Thor,
Mhm.
like all this kind of UPG stuff. I get more of like that brotherly kind of vibe from Thor. I've always seen Odin as more of a very spunky grandpa.
Yeah, that's very accurate.
I think the way I would describe Odin is, at least with me, and I'm not trying to step on anyone's, experiences with Odin or how they see him, because he is the god of
Yeah.
war and the All Father, and is a wise god. Like, but for me, it just seems like he's like a fun dad. Like he knows when to be serious and when to like really put the hammer down, but also he's just fun.
Yeah. I mean, this is all like what we're all talking about. Our personal experiences is a phrase that I've gotten from some popular. What we're all talking about is like kind of a term that has been kind of popularized by two heathen content creators I know on YouTube, Wolf the Red and Ocean Killtoy. They call it unverified personal gnosis. So basically, it's just our personal experiences with the gods and other spiritual aspects. But a big thing is to acknowledge that is our personal experiences, and that's that. Sometimes it can be shared personal gnosis or SPG, and if we feel that there is enough evidence to support it, then we call it verified personal gnosis.
Yeah, and y'all, like, deities are gonna treat you different. Sometimes they're just not gonna like you. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair.
even though you may, like, for example, Egyptian gods don't like me. I don't know why, but I don't vibe with them. They don't vibe with me, so we just sort of not.
Respect from a distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like my thing with Nowen. Like she, Nowen at one point when I was at a low point of my life was being very, very forceful with me trying to not only acknowledge her but to venerate her, and I had to tell her, hey, I acknowledge you, but right now and probably not for a while is a good time for me to work with you right now. Please respect my boundaries, please and thank you. And she has.
That's cool.
What were you gonna say, Josephine?
I learned, so when I was with my partner Lana, she has been guiding me through all this.
Yeah.
A lot of things actually. So I was like, yeah, is it? So like, yeah, okay, Morgan, cool. Cool to like research other stuff while I have these matrons. She's like, yeah, of course you can always like dive into other stuff, because besides Celtic, I really love, and I don't really say study. There's only one specific one I use, but like I love Norse runes.
Oh.
The my first tattoo I want to get is of the rune of safe travels.
Okay.
Because I will do. I did look to Njord.
Oh, Norther, yeah.
Yeah. Norse god of the sea, is that correct?
I believe so.
Yeah. Sailors will, pray to him for safe travels. So I did the same thing a lot. And I actually, funny enough, when I did my tarot reading, when the new year started, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to test this out. I, asked to guide me on my journey, and I pulled out of a full deck. I want to see if I can find it real quick, see if I have it saved somewhere. Out of a full deck, I pulled 3 major arcanas.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yo.
Do I have the picture still, or do I have to hold up?
Okay, now this is.
Nope, that's lewd stuff. Hold up.
I'm
Okay, there we go.
tempted to want to add like a channel in my server for like this shit, because like this is. I haven't talked about this stuff in a while.
I found it. They were 3 majors, and they were all upright.
Mm-hmm.
Hermit, Moon, and Strength.
Okay.
Ooh. Also, Celine, thank you so much for the TTS redeem. It will now be turned off until someone redeems it to be turned back on. And yes, buddy, we're talking about tarot.
Yep. Not gonna lie, I don't know where my deck is right now.
Oh, I know where mine is. It's over at my altar.
I know where all of mine are. They're in that drawer over there, because I've currently like 20 of them.
Okay, so me being a huge nerd for Cyberpunk, there is a set of, well, it's one quest, but because of the dilemma that your main character is going through with the engram, destroying your brain,
Mm-hmm.
you start seeing hallucinations of tarot cards everywhere.
Ooh.
And they're the major arcana, and of course it's in a art style set for Cyberpunk. Someone is selling that on Etsy, and it's like, I need it.
That's cool.
I mean, I've seen like official cards based on like several series, from like from Studio Ghibli to Star Trek to Game of Thrones.
I have a deck that I bought because there was an Atomi game that I played called Arcana, which is based on the tarot deck. And they made their own tarot deck, and it's fucking gorgeous. It is.
No, you're good.
It has gold inlay on the outside and in some of the cards themselves.
Oh.
But.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
But the designs of the cards are gorgeous. Like they're
that sounds pretty as fuck.
It is absolutely. If you're into tarot decks and you just want to look at a piece of art, just Google Arcana game tarot deck, and I think they're still selling it, and it's so beautiful. And then the other cool tarot deck I have was my partner backed a Kickstarter, and it was an artist collab, and the artist drew tarot cards, but they didn't follow like the deck.
Rider-Waite Smith platform?
Yeah, so they would just pick random cards. So I have like that one deck has like 5 death cards because like they just chose just random cards to draw.
Dang.
And it's just a bunch of different artists, and it's really, really cool.
Yeah, so
cool.
I had to relook it up because I think it's got the same thing. The Cyberpunk one has the same gold thing you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool looking, but it's like $65.
But if a deck calls to you and you can afford it, it honestly is worth the purchase. My first deck was actually the moon deck.
Ooh.
What is it called? Hold on.
My first
I-
deck was actually like given to me because one of my friends that I made in the state that I used to live in, she and I go by the tradition of like the first deck that you get when it's bequeathed has a little more connection. The worst tarot card, it's gotta be for me, and this is also like, it also depends on like the reading, but overall, I would say one of the worst cards in regards to like referencing any struggle or like something that you need to do on your part is Tower or Temperance.
Yeah, Tower is the most destructive card. It's
You know.
Mhm.
Sorry, I fucking something just distracted me real quick. Sorry.
You're good.
Go ahead and finish.
Oh, so the Tower is the most destructive card because upright or reversed, it just means the level of destruction that you're about to go through. But it's not a bad card per se.
Yeah.
It's just the dismantling of something for something new to rise again, because the next card right after the Tower is actually the Star card, and the Star card is like one of the best cards you can get in the deck because it's new beginnings.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, also, sorry, you can keep going.
let me just finish my Tower spiel.
Yeah.
So when you get the Tower, expect a massive shakeup in your life, but it's for the greater good.
Yeah.
The greater good.
The
And
greater
I
good.
mean, death is no better. A lot of people that don't know much about tarot, when they hear the idea of like the death card, they immediately think, "Oh, it literally means death." It
No.
can, but it more is meant to be symbolic of a change.
Yeah, death is like one of the best cards you can get.
That's actually what I was also gonna mention. It's like I hate how in certain medias it's like, oh no, the death card. It's like it just means change.
Yeah,
It
it's
means a change.
and it's positive change. Like it's not like
Yeah, death is not always a bad thing.
Yo, this deck looks lit. I'm sorry, I'm scrounging Etsy through like really cool tarot decks now.
Nah,
Yeah.
you're good.
So my first deck is the Deviant Moon Tarot deck, and it is so some rules about tarot decks is you don't let other people touch your decks. And for me, that is only true with my Moon Deviant Tarot deck. Like, I can feel when someone touches that deck. I just have that much of a connection to it. But my other decks you can play with all you want, and they don't bother me at all. And I read with all my decks, too. So, it's just that sometimes you just have one deck that it's your deck. And you'll know. Like you just feel a connection with it. And for me, when I was first buying for my tarot deck, I just instantly clicked with the Deviant Moon Tarot, and it has been my deck since, and it is well worn. It's a very well worn deck.
I haven't had actually an experience like that of like, oh, I know when like other people touch it. I feel like it may vary on like how you connect with your deck, because for at least with how I interpret it, I don't really get that feeling, namely because I think my deck, and this also goes into a bit of animism, I feel like my deck is pretty open, like myself, when it comes to people who interact with it, because I seldom let people who I don't know be able to touch anything that I have, whether it is spiritual, religious, secular, whatever. So there's already a lot of boundaries that people have to go through before they can get to that step. So I feel like maybe my deck has gotten accustomed to that, so it's pretty comfortable when other people touch it.
Well, you also said your deck was gifted to you, right?
Yeah.
That's another reason why. See, because you already have like an open energy with it, and you've kind of trained it to have that open energy. But the kind of issue with that is, I mean, it's not really an issue per se. Like that's probably the wrong word.
Something that can go awry.
Not exactly, because some decks are more flexible than others. Like, for example, like if anyone was to touch my deck would go quiet. And that's because it's the conflicting energy. So, if someone's going to touch my deck, I need to have my deck's permission. Otherwise, I'm the only one who can touch that deck. Because I've had that happen before where I didn't do that, and my deck went completely silent, and I couldn't get any reads out of it. And it took a while to rebuild that energy. But other decks I have specifically meant for other people. So like if I'm doing a reading for someone else, it's ones that I have I'm able to share energy with, because you want the other person when you're doing reads for other people to put their energy in the deck, and you're just kind of like the medium between that.
Yeah.
So it's very much possible because you yourself was gifted a deck with good intention. That energy has stayed there, and because you are aware of that, you don't have the weird connection that I have with my deck, but you still have a connection.
Fair.
Yeah, so as opposed to like say you went and looked on Etsy or went to a wood shop or bookshop and started like feeling for decks and see which one vibes with you, it's a different connection.
My first one, and well, technically my only one. Although I posted the cyberpunk one. I just want that because I want it. But I posted another one in our little streaming chat thing on Discord. I wanted it so pretty, but the one that I got was I never can remember the actual name of the art, but I just call it the classic art.
The Rider-Waite.
I think so.
Yeah, like the very, very traditional art that goes.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was the one I got because I'm like, figure why not.
Yeah,
like
my main deck is like that, and it's super cute. Like it looks like basically the original style, but it includes unicorns.
That's cute.
It's adorable. I love it.
There's a lot. Yeah. All right. I gotta stop procrastinating. I am gonna go to the store real quick so I can get a little pick me up because I need energy in me.
Yes.
Gonna go butt chug some bang energy. Please don't do that. Please don't actually do that. But
Get lean. Go. Okay.
Lean.
Thanks for hanging out.
Oh god. Oh jeez. Everything just hit me all at once. God damn it. Y'all have fun. I'll probably do cult. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But y'all have fun and have a wonderful time. Good luck on the art.
Thank you.
You too. Try not to have too much fun. Get home safe.
Never.
Bye, Josephine. Also, I want to say too that like there's no invalid way to experience magic. There are only precautions when using magic, because doing it wrong or with the wrong intention can seriously backfire onto you.
Yeah.
And
also, thank y'all for the redeems for the noms and snackies to hydrate and turning on the TTS.
So, yeah, so just because we're talking about certain things, you may have had a completely different experience. Like, for example, I can't connect to runes. I've tried. But you could easily just grab a thing of runes and you connect to them. Like, it's just very different for everyone. And just because one patron deity is valid for one person doesn't mean it's valid for you. Like, your spiritual journey and how you connect with your form of magic, even if that's through like the Christian God or Buddha or the more traditional routes, is valid. Like, there's nothing wrong with how you experience spirituality.
Yeah, just be mindful on when you want to do kinds of magic that if you're wanting to get into divinatory praxis, like tarot, runes, and things like that, be sure that you're not doing something that is closed or semi-closed like OM or like Native American praxis, because that is very appropriative. It may not be intentional, but it's good to be cognizant of that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like, know your histories with your magic as well, you know? It's religion is steeped in culture.
Mm.
And understanding that there are things to respect within that history and culture is just as important as learning the magic itself. That being said, it's okay to adapt certain things, like as long as it's not stepping on toes. Like a big thing like saging is one of the big things for community, and saging itself, with like the concept of using incense to purify air, is an old practice. The problem with saging is a lot of smudge sticks are made from blue sage. Blue sage is only found in a very specific part of California that is Native American land.
Yeah.
And what is happening is that these companies are taking the blue sage and not giving a whole lot to the people who own that blue sage.
Yeah. And it's a similar problem with white sage, to where white sage is actually on the verge of going extinct because of the hypercapitalization of Native American praxis. Like, dream catchers and the sort are kind of seen as a white spiritual commodity, like an aesthetic, as opposed to something like truly spiritual. And it's affecting not only the communities that those are connected to, but also it's affecting like how they can be able to continue with their own praxis, because with how much the capitalization is affecting to cater to white Americans and like a lot of people that don't know Native American culture, it's severely impacting how they can do their traditions.
Palo Santo is another really common, very commercialized incense as well.
Yes.
And it is causing the extinction of the Palo Santo tree. So there are alternatives that you can use in your smudging practice. I myself have smudge sticks that are made from rosemary, pine, and lavender and roses. Very sustainable stuff. Creating your own smudge sticks from herbs in a garden is just as valid. Using incense sticks is just as valid. My point is that it's not about the thing that you're using, it's about the intent behind it. Like, black salt is a powerful salt, but it's expensive to get. Table salt does the same thing.
Yeah.
It's all about the intention that you put into it. So you can smudge a room with a scented candle. Like, it's the idea. And there's other alternative spells too for clearing energy. Like, a really good old spell is called a sweeping spell, where all you do is sweep your house, and you just think to yourself, I am sweeping away the negative energy. And that helps purify your house.
Yeah.
So don't always, just because like traditionally and what's been commercialized is what you see, there are alternatives that are more sustainable, that still give you a fulfilling practice.
Yeah.
So yeah, always ask questions, and research the materials that you're using as well.
Yeah. Also, Bunny, that is a good question. I forget if witchcraft is, oh, hold on, my OPS does not like me. I forget if witchcraft falls into the same category. I would believe it does, because witchcraft is another subcategory of like the whole pagan umbrella. Witchcraft is can, however, be a bit of a catch-all for a lot of aspects of paganism. There can be a lot of parts of, and like some people can call themselves like witches or partakers of witchcraft while being part of a specific following, like also true or traditional like Hellenic pantheon stuff. Like it depends on your personal definition as well as acknowledging how other people use it.
Yeah, and I think witchcraft is more of a coin term when they were doing the huntings,
The witch
witch
hunts?
hunts. Yeah, it was to identify like, because back then it was you had to identify witchcraft, which honestly witchcraft was a healing practice, and these were healing women. But they saw them as witches, and it got all sorts of crazy, and so witchcraft has become like a coin term for something negative. But it's just basically witchcraft is the practice of some sort of magic.
Yeah.
Specifically an alternative away from the Christian God form of magic. So paganism is more of a label to the religion or like the spiritual aspect of it, while witchcraft is more of the verb aspect.
Yeah. And I mean, there could be some folks who are Christian and also pagan. Like they can follow like pagan praxis when it comes to like rituals and such. Like some people consider like the traditional Icelandic Christian bind runes as Christoph pagan because bind runes still have a very heathen connection.
A good example is actually, hi Literal Tempest, welcome in. Thank you for reading. Let me go ahead and shout you out right quick. We're currently talking about paganism. So welcome in for that. Feel free to add to the discussion. But a good example of a mix of Christian religion and a type of witchcraft is actually Mexican Catholicism.
Oh.
Because they do mix a lot, so that there's a lot of strong Catholic upbringing, but they mix a lot of old shamanistic practices. Like a really common one is the ojo, the evil eye, like how to get rid of the evil eye. Because the evil eye is a curse that someone puts upon you out of jealousy. And then you have to have it removed. And one way to have it removed is you take an egg, you put it over the body, you say a prayer to Jesus and Hail Mary, and then you crack the egg. And that's supposed to remove the negative energy. So, yeah, things like that. So, Literal Tempest, I see that you played Genshin Impact. How was that? Get anything cool? Did you get any cool pools?
I'm honestly digging this conversation, not gonna lie.
Was doing my sponsor stream. Oh,
Ooh.
That's really cool. I've only been lurking, so who's sponsoring you? Tell me. Promote it here. I'll allow it.
Tiger. Yeah, there's a gemstone called a tiger eye.
Yeah.
Well, that's more like how it can look. It's like the pattern. If I remember right, the tiger's eye is a type of agate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not super known about like Chris. Yeah, that's a good point, Celine. It is important and always good to have a good talk about things to people who are passionate and informed. I'm not super informed actually about like Christomancy. I tried to get into it a little bit, and I had like a small little collection for me, but honestly, it was more of a collection as opposed to anything like divinatory. I do still have like a few things that my friend that gave me my tarot deck gave me. Like she gave me Sunstone, Moonstone, and Ametrine, but those are literally the only gems that I have left.
I have a ton. I have actually giant ones that are warding my doorway right now. But Literal Tempest, you are being sponsored by Genshin themselves, and that is the coolest thing.
That is fucking
That
cool,
is
man.
so
Congrats.
awesome. So if you're not following Celestial Tempest, please do support their stream. That is so cool that you have such an awesome sponsorship. I hope that's
Yes.
going extremely well for you, and I will make sure to catch your stream next time and do what I can to also support you. I do play Genshin Impact, just not that often, so I wanna support you. So thank you for sharing that, and if anyone else, please support our good friend here. That is so cool. That is so badass.
Hmm. Oh, Bunny does make a good point. Gemstones are pretty to have, but you do have to take care of them to keep their energy up. That truth.
Yeah. Thank you, Shannon, for dreaming stretch. That's a good idea, actually, because my back's starting to hurt. Yeah, you do. For me, mine are outside, so they're constantly bathed in sunlight and moonlight.
Nice.
Though unfortunately, my amethyst has gotten too much sun and it's lost its purple color.
Oh.
Because that's the thing with amethysts. Like, if you expose them too much to the sun, it actually bleaches it out, and it just
Oh.
turns more into like a pure quartz. But still valid, still good. I also have a giant chunk of black tourmaline right on my doorstep.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I have a ton of stones.
Thank you, Ashensis. Ow.
Alright. I just realized this thumb is oddly out of place. There you go. But yeah. Just so the people who rated know, what I'm doing is I'm having a collab with RoadtoDusk here, and we're drawing each other's like Halloween sonas, basically. So they took my avatar, not this one. This is my Bog Woman for October avatar, but my usual avatar, and they created a Halloween villain arc version of me, and then I'm doing the same with theirs.
Yeah.
So if you want to see the progress of both of those, go check out RoadtoDusk's stream right now. They're streaming, and then of course stick around to see the completion of mine. So, but yeah, welcome in everyone. I really appreciate you being here and supporting me and Celestial Tempest. It's great to have such an amazing community that we can have pass around to one another and expose to other amazing creators. And I feel very honored and blessed whenever someone rates me, so thank you. So yeah, we've just been talking about round and stuff. Right now we've been talking about like just paganism practices, witchcrafts and all that. Earlier we were talking about JoJo and Sonic, so you never know what we're going to talk about.
The wonders of late night content.
Yes. And hey, if there's a subject you want to bring up that we may or may not know, throw it out there. You know. I accidentally. So I'm drawing on a Wacom tablet, and the Wacom has a little clicker thing on the pin because it also acts like a mouse. And every now and again, I accidentally click it, and what it does, it activates the pickup tool, and I end up accidentally hitting the white part of my canvas, and it makes my ink go white.
Oh no!
Which means it doesn't do anything.
Also, that is fair, Celine. It's not late night for everybody yet. For some people, it's even early morning.
Yeah, that might be true. So, but it's late night for us, so we're going by our time.
Okay, have a good one, Celine.
Bye, Celine. When are you doing your story time streams?
You might have to DM Celine, be like, story time stream when?
Right. Thank you, Yin Young BP1 for following. I really appreciate it. Welcome in.
That is DBS. that is our boy, that boy Satan.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Hands. What do I want to do with this hand? This hand is funky. I liked how I had it before, and I decided to erase it like a fool.
You fool!
I haven't even started on the hand with your staff. I'm just trying to do the other hand.
Ooh,
The
you
nuts.
give me a stab.
I am. I'm doing the not so important hand. Satan has arrived. Thank you. Thank you for gracing us.
Yeah. Also, Celine just said, Tiny, you can always have a story time from me over Discord DMs, but the channel is one I'm still getting up and is not ready yet.
I know. I'm putting slight pressure on you because I want to hear you tell stories.
Pressure! Pushing
But take your
down on
time.
me.
I know you're busy. I'm just excited for it.
Oh, you should be excited because I helped her make some content for the start of her streams and they looking good.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Let's see. How do I want this hand to be?
God damn it, TTS, why do you have to... So, Celine wrote prioritize in like the British way with like the S instead of a Z.
Mm-hmm.
And it pronounced prioritizes as priorities.
Priorities. Gotta cheese the priorities. Alright, let's see. We're just gonna have... Well, let me turn this. And put this upward. Maybe that'll help me. Oh, so I forgot to mention earlier, because we were having such a wonderful discussion. So I was going to flip my canvas so I could have a better angle on what I was drawing. And usually with my iPad, I just, zoom out or around, or I'll just flip the iPad itself.
Yeah.
I tried to flip my entire Wacom tablet for a second there,
Oh my God.
which would have done nothing. And it's really heavy. Sometimes you just get in the zone. It's like when you do when you do traditional art, after you've done like digital art for a long time, and you keep trying to like double tap to undo your last line or try to zoom into the paper. Yeah, that's my power moves.
Ringo Bird.
There we go. And then we'll just keep this hand kind of simple because I'm getting frustrated with it. And sometimes you just gotta give up and move on.
Right?
Pro art tip. Sometimes you just gotta step away from it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with like stepping away.
Nothing wrong with completely starting a drawing over either.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just don't work out.
Thank you, Bunny.
No, I want you to select this and let me move the dang thing. There we go. Nope, don't like that. Oh my gosh. I'm
You having fun over there?
I'm just insisting on you having funky hands.
I mean, if it works, it works.
It does not work. That's the problem.
Wah, wah.
Oh my god. You know what? I'm coming back to it. We're working on the other hand. I at least like the thumb.
Any horror games planned out? So tomorrow is actually going to be a game stream that people redeemed during my Donathon. It's going to be a Project Diva sing-along stream, where any song that I have to play on Project Diva, I have to sing along to it, which is more difficult than it sounds. Trust me.
Nice.
And so I'm only going to have like 2 more like normal gaming streams. Maybe depends on my schedule with my new job coming up. But I'm planning to have 1 stream at least be Cult of the Lamb. Yes, you did redeem that one, buddy. But there's definitely one night that I want to be Cult of the Lamb, and maybe the other night I'm gonna be a glutton for punishment and do Phasmo VR.
Oh my god. So I did Phasmo once in VR, never again.
I haven't yet. I want to. Just
Well-
to freak my neighbors the fuck out.
Well, for me, which I'm honestly a really bad like reference for anything super scary, I can't do jump scares. It could be the most minor jump scare and it freaks me out.
Ah,
It won't even scare me. I'll just react to it.
that's fair. For me, I'm a little desensitized to jump scares, namely because I legit fell asleep to Markiplier just screaming his fucking lungs out when playing flipping FNAF in like high school.
That's
So I'm a little desensitized.
well, I can watch other people do it. I just can't do it myself.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like I can't. So I like scary stuff, but like I can't do haunted houses because my reaction is fight or flight, and my fight or flight is fight, and my kind of reaction is to punch, and I don't want to punch the actors. So
And you don't want to accidentally like punch something in like your house and break it.
yeah. So I really got to be careful when I'm doing stuff like that.
Oh god, that is wild. The FNAF series is almost a decade old. Fuck.
Well, thank you for reminding me of my age. Nah, I don't care.
I don't know, because the only FNAF game that I have is FNAF Help Wanted. Like, I'm not, like, super big into the FNAF series. That's more of, like, Top Hat's thing. So if you want someone to pester for a FNAF stream, like, pester Top Hat and see if when he wants to get back into streaming. No, I appreciate it, Bunny, but not right now. I don't think I'm... A joint FNAF stream? Like, what do you mean by a joint FNAF stream?
Like, do you speed run FNAF? That would be interesting. So he gets through the six nights
are you
first.
meaning like some weird... Oh, me and Top Hat playing FNAF? Like, together? If anything, I think a fun game for, like, us playing together, especially in VR, would be playing Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
Oh my god. You're just challenging your relationship at that point.
I haven't played Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes in a long time.
I haven't played it, but I've seen other people play it, and I'm just like, I don't know if I could handle that kind of pressure.
That's fair.
I would still try it though.
The fuck is Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes? So, it is a game where the person that wears the VR headset is having to defuse a bomb. And they have at least one person without a headset that is reading a manual. And the manual gives a whole bunch of different subcategories of different parts of the bomb that need to be defused. It gives various tips on how to defuse the bomb based on different characteristics. You have to defuse the bomb within a certain time and within a certain amount of misclicks, or you're SOL.
Sometimes you just go boom.
Sometimes you do just go boom.
It's a game of communication and reading and following instructions in a certain time limit. It's fun, but it's stressful. Meow, hi Kala, welcome in.
Ella!
Alright, I think... Oh, I almost forgot about the other hand. God dang it, I was like, I'm ready to call her! No, I'm not.
Oh, it is a lot of fun. It gets a lot more stressful when you do higher difficulty bombs that need to be defused. the first few levels are like pretty simple.
How are you doing tonight, Kala? Or morning for you? I'm not sure. It's morning for you, right? It's
Yeah,
day.
it would be morning for Kala.
There we go. And then Pinky. Then... Oh my god, it's a terrible hand. My afternoon is okay. Awesome.
Sorry, my chat made a pun.
What is the pun? Share with the class.
DBS said, sounds like a crazy, insane, stressful fun, or as I like to call it, a Friday night. DBS says, funkin'? Well, Bunny said funkin', so Friday night funkin'.
Love it. I love puns.
Yeah.
Ariel, I'm gonna go silent for like 2 seconds while I try to figure out this stupid hand. Good enough as a sketch. Hmm,
Having trouble there?
a little bit. But you know what? I need to color this. So that's what we're doing. Alright. Let's see here.
Oh, you almost done?
Yeah, I'm coloring it now.
Nice. I'm getting close to finishing up the line art for mine.
What do I want to use to color this with? That works. Well, you're doing line work. I'm skipping that. I'm just doing a colored sketch. Otherwise, we'd be here for a very long time, and I would not complete anything.
Fair. I mean, I do have a reputation of doing line art and like all of this in like within 4 hours. So.
For me, it just depends on the drawing. If it's simple, I can do it like in an hour. Something like this is gonna take me the full 3 hours, like.
Valid.
And I wanna show you something complete before my stream ends in
Valid.
an hour. So.
Unless you want to do a late night stream.
If I go over, I go over.
Yeah. I mean, no pressure. I know, like you're running on fumes right now, flipping with your Follow-thon.
You're all beans, and
What's
I
on the
know I
agenda
am a bean
for
myself.
tomorrow?
Cult of the Lamb. You are the best bean, Kala. Well, if he's the best bean, you're just the beaniest of beans, because we all know that Fee's a bean. So she has to be best bean.
Rhyme with bean.
So tomorrow I'm playing Cult of the Lamb. Just
Nice.
continuing that, and then on Sunday, which it was just my follow-thon, but yep, Fee is a bean. Fee is a bean, and that's recorded on Twitch for everyone to know that Fee is a bean, no matter how much she denies it.
Fee's a bean. Pass it down.
So my follow-thon ends tomorrow, which I'm going to play Cult of the Lamb, and then I'm going to play League of Legends on Sunday with Monkey.
Nice.
And then I'll be back to my normal streaming schedule, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So yeah, that's what my plans are. You got anything special going on? Have you figured that out yet?
For me, well, I'm still trying to figure out plans for like a big, stream celebration thing, because I'm like super close to 100 on my end, which I'm super stoked for.
Mm-hmm.
But for tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to be doing the Project Diva sing-along stream.
Yeah.
And I'm also prepping for a movie night in my Discord server, which for those that want to hop in on that and be notified about that, please be sure to stick in. Do know that, like my streams, my server is 18 plus. When you hop in my server, there you have to verify that you've read the rules before you can interact with the rest of the server. Be mindful of that. But in the news, when you get verified and all that jazz, there's going to be a little email poll asking for like when you want a community night to be. Other than that, not really a whole bunch that I have like set in stone right now.
Okay. Valid. Cool. There we go. I almost cleared the wrong layer.
Oof. Gotta love when that happens.
I'm gonna make this smaller. Have you ever heard of a movie called Bad Ben?
No.
Alright. I'm
Yeah, tell me a
happy.
bit about it. I'm curious.
I'm happy I'm the one who gets to tell you about this. Okay. Bad Ben is a B movie. C movie, actually. It's pretty low quality. But it has the dumbest concept, but the main character makes it so worth watching. It is this.
What's up with the main character?
He is like this middle-aged guy from New York who bought a house and is trying to flip it. And it's haunted. And his reaction to the haunting is so funny. Like, it's just like so combative. And just like at points he just straight up confronts the ghost and the ghost messes with him. And it's all like terrible effects. Like just super budget. But it's so funny. Like a good representation of it is if you go onto the Game Grumps channel and watch the Bad Ben game. It's based on those movies.
Oh.
It gives you a very good taste of what the movies are like, and the movies are amazing. I love
So
Bad
it sounds
Ben.
like a similar level of so bad it's good as like The Room.
Yes, but like after the first movie, like it becomes very self-aware of what it is, and it makes it even better because they just build upon that.
Nice.
It is beautiful. Just coloring in your eye.
I might keep with. No, I'm talking to myself. I might keep like the really. I might leave like some of like the unkept bits of like my line art with this because I think it might fit the aesthetic.
I mean, go with whatever you want. Like literally, mine's just a colored sketch, so it's very, very loose.
Yeah.
And the colors are just going to be like accents of what it's supposed to be, kind of thing.
Right.
Where is my... Oops. I lost my sketch. There it is. This needs to stay on top. Otherwise, none of this makes sense. Okay. So I actually need my color clicker now. Yeah, that works. That was the wrong shade of brown for a second, but no, it's the right shade. It's the right shade in cohesion with what I'm doing.
Right.
It's not the exact shade, but it works. It works. I will say that when it comes to like me doing more of my sketchier style like this, I kind of prefer my iPad.
Really?
Yeah, there's a slight delay on my Wacom,
Oh.
and it just kind of throws me off just a little bit. The iPad's just a little smoother for me.
Yeah, that's understandable. It's been a while since I used my my Wacom. I think the last time that I used it was during Gartic when we were playing Gartic, which that was absolutely fun, by the way.
Yeah, we need to do it again. So I actually played Gartic with my friend Crown yesterday, but what we did was I have this card game called Don't Drink and Draw.
Oh.
And what it is, it gives you prompts, and the prompts are like a person, an action, and a place. So we just drew cards from that and put it into Gartic Phone, and then we both drew that prompt. And that was just an easy way for
Nice.
everyone to kind of see what we were doing. And we got some really good ones. One was Vladimir Putin riding a unicorn on a cruise ship. Then we also got Serena Williams in the sewers charming a snake.
Huh.
Yeah, so just weird stuff like that is what popped up. And it was a lot of fun. So I kind of want to do that too with just a bunch of people. Let's see.
Yeah, it does sound a bit like Cards Against Humanity, Bunny.
But with drawing.
But with drawing. That sounds super neat, honestly.
Yeah,
That would be fun for a bit of a twist for Gartic.
it's definitely a creative challenge. And then you're all just drawing the same prompt. It's just all your different interpretations of the same prompt.
Right.
And that's always really interesting. Because there are times.
Would you say that you had a favorite picture or set from when we did Gartic with Lexi and the others?
Oh man, that's hard to choose.
There were so many good moments.
Yeah, I think the Raylene one, where it goes like it's a picture of like the prompt was like Raylene being the ultimate mommy, and it devolved into like a shark falling in love with a boon.
Right?
Yeah, it was that
I
one.
took so much time with trying to draw Raylene, and I still don't feel like I did her justice.
It's all right. The heart was there. That's all that matters. But yeah.
Because also, like, Gartic has a very small color palette.
So, okay, the one thing I learned last stream, you can change the opacity.
Ooh.
And that totally upped my Gartic phone game.
Nice.
So there's a slider that you think it's the slider for the pen type. That's the opacity.
Yo, I gotta fuck around with that next time.
Exactly. I was like, oh, this changes everything.
Now we can draw Lexi with her ombre in her hair.
Exactly. We can do shadows.
Infinite timer so that people can just go all fucking out.
That's what we did. Like we just used the infinite timer and we just drew until we were ready.
Nice.
And like it was awesome. Let's see. It's too dark. Let me just lighten this up and make it more, add more red. There we go. Add a bigger brush. Too big, too big. And then, don't take that out of context.
You know, you could bet your ass that Lexi would if she were here.
Yes. I think most people would. I actually want to put this. Yeah, that should be good. Oh, I hit my funny bone.
Oof.
Alright.
No. If we're wanting a good reaction to go with that.
Hmm?
The flippin' Sans laugh.
Yeah. I love that game. I thought about replaying it on my stream. So,
Same.
funny fact. I went through that game on Pacifist Run, of course, and
Right.
when I got to the part where you had to fight Asgore, and he destroyed the button, I freaked out. And
That scared the shit out of me too.
And I was sitting there, my partner was watching me. I was sitting there fighting Asgore, trying to figure out how to defeat, to befriend him, because that's the entire thing this game has taught you. And my partner's like, you have to fight him. I'm like, no, there's no way. There's no way you have to do this. And he's like, yeah, you have to fight him. You have to defeat him. And like, I'm freaking crying because I don't want to.
Right.
I'm
it's
literally crying.
Like it feels like you're forced to go against your morals. It's like, I am trying to befriend you. You won't let me befriend you. Why won't you let me love you?
Why would I love you? But yeah, so I'm there crying, and I'm like, no, you're lying to me. You're just messing with me, right? So I lost, and I look it up. And of course, you have to do that. You have to beat Asgore by fighting him. And so I go back to fight him, and I'm freaking crying to the point that I lost again. And I turned to my partner, I was like, I can't do this. You gotta do it for me. I couldn't beat him. It hurt me. It hurt me too much because I liked Asgore as a character.
Yeah, Asgore is a really good character. Like, honestly, all the characters from Undertale and Deltarune are really well written.
Absolutely. I freaking love Jevil. Like, there is a person on YouTube who made the unofficial orchestra of Deltarune. And it's all songs based off of Deltarune, and Jevil's song is my absolute favorite.
Nice.
Let's see. I want the cape to be kind of this
You gave me
color.
a cape, and the mode would be disappointed.
Too bad, you're a villain, not a hero. Fight me, Edna mode. Wonderful villains deserve beautiful capes.
Yeah.
Where is this layer? You know what would really help me is if I actually labeled these instead of trying to guess where they're at. But you know what? I'm too far in. I'm too far gone.
Same. I don't have any of mine labeled either. I'm like, fuck it, we'll do it live.
I'm 13 layers in. It's not happening.
See, I have 16.
What is the highest amount of layers that you've done in a drawing?
102.
Wow. Oh, Tiny, did you see the Tumblr Sexy Man tournament? I did not. Please tell me about it. Or show me. Either way, I need to be a part of this.
Oh. There was one point where,
Toby Fox made a fanfic? What? What? Now I really gotta know.
Now, I'm curious too, but what I was going to say, I remember when Deltarune Chapter 2 first came out, like, Top Hat was all over that shit, and he
For the tournament, that's amazing.
He was streaming to me before we like started living together.
Mm-hmm.
Like not streaming on Twitch, but like streaming privately on Discord.
Yeah.
Him trying to beat Spamton.
Yeah, Spamton.
Like not the normal Spamton, like the Spamton Neo, like the super hard one.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many times like you will learn quickly when you see him on my streams is that he is stubborn as fuck. If you want him done, he will not care if he's on the verge of rage quitting. He will fucking continue to do something if it fucking kills him.
I can relate. we have that in common.
So stressed out with Spamton. Like I could tell he was stressed out. I kept trying to tell him, "Hun, it is a game. Take a step back, hydrate, let's cuddle." He's like, "No, I'm so close."
I get that. You get in a mode. Can I jump on voice C because it's easier than over text? Yeah, hop in.
Yeah.
We're just in the streaming chat. Yeah, I'm like that. I get like that a lot. I can relate. Hello, my sweet Twashoness.
Hello.
Hi.
Tell me about Toby Fox's fanfic of the Tumblr Sexy Man tournament.
Okay, so basically it started off with someone who's going to win style bracket tournament for various Tumblr Sexy Mans.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull it up real quick.
Oh my god.
Because there was like a full list of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot, I can't pull. Because right now they're doing they did a fandom tournament. The long story short, the last round ended with Sans from Undertale and Reagan from Mob Psycho 100, and there had been multiple tournaments over Twitter, like over the past like few weeks before that, where they'd enter in Reagan as a joke and he would win, including its like #1 baby girl, I believe #1 dad, and #1 twink.
Mm-hmm.
And let me go to the beginning. So the tournament started off with various characters that like got extremely popular on Tumblr.com because of course. And like the whole like parameters to be a Tumblr Sexy Man is essentially like you are unconventional in looks and not actually sexy at all, or you're some weird thing for the most part. So it's like the ghost from the Mystery Skulls animated series.
Okay.
Phil Cypher, the Onceler, Megamind Sans, I forget the name of there's like Doc Ock and like a few other characters. Spamton's also on here, by the way.
Oh god.
Nice.
Because of course he would be. So like most of these characters I can't remember their names, I know what they're from though.
Yeah.
So it gets to the last round and it's like I said, it's Sans Undertale versus Reagan Mob Psycho 100. And people are going freaking nuts because there's like, it's going to be a Sans sweep. There's like, no, it's a Reagan sweep. And it was trending for like a good like day or so.
Uh-huh.
And then Toby Fox posted on his Twitter a fanfic of the result for the tournament.
Uh-huh.
Oh god, where is it? Which I'm gonna go ahead and read it.
Please do.
Having cheated his way to the last round of the competition, Reagan finds himself face to face with Sans, who got there by literally doing nothing. Although Reagan has an early lead, he decides if he wants to cinch this, he's going to have to collude with this competition. He's surprised when Sans, who was entered in the contest unwittingly by his brother, he didn't know what the competition was for, is glad to help him win free of charge. They both run a series of debates, where Reagan dismantles Sans by proving how utterly unattractive he is. As the debate continues, Reagan puts on his boy band style makeup and works out to become extra attractive. However, mysteriously, Sans' vote only seems to be increasing despite this. Sans mentions that Reagan forgot that being unattractive is one of the key tenets of becoming a popular guy on Tumblr. Emotionally crushed that he possibly ever wasn't actually attractive at all, Reagan considers falling out of the competition. However, he's cheered up by Mom, who says that Reagan should remember what he has taught him. He should have confidence regardless of what everyone thinks of him. On the final day of the campaign, Reagan shows up with rings under his eyes, a 5 o'clock shadow, and a dad bod. Without saying anything, he takes out a sandwich on stage and stuffs it into his mouth. He follows up with his special attack by putting his fingers in his mouth, like that one picture of Peter's from Spider-Verse. The audience cheers and Reagan fully makes a massive comeback. In the end, the results are revealed. Sans won by a single vote. Reagan can't believe it. 1 vote? How could he lose by 1 vote? Even that stupid skeleton voted for him. Mob shows off and says offhand that since Tumblr sexy men are unattractive, he wanted Reagan to have self-confidence and not rely on what other people think of him. Therefore, he voted for Sans. Reagan doesn't know how to feel about this. That's it.
That's awesome. I love it.
That's awesome.
I believe the result was it was Sans won 50.1%, Reagan 49.9%. It was
Wow.
it was 50-50 the entire time. It was crazy, and of course in Tumblr fashion, it went off. And there's a lot of fan art of Sans and Reagan that popped up, and there's
Oh my god.
pops up. It's so like if you look up like Sans Undertale or Reagan Undertale or Reagan Mob Psycho, you'll probably find like
the
a lot
artwork.
of, yeah, it and of course like general shitpost for because it's Sans.
Right.
That's beautiful.
That is awesome.
That was the whole thing. It's really hard to write over time, like to just type it out because I'm like, oh god, no, I actually have to say this.
Yes. I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
There's a Polygon article that has a lot of the tweets and a lot of the posts on Tumblr for the results, including one where like Reagan's like defeated and he's like in a basketball hoop while Sans is like taking a selfie by doing a piece and he's wearing a crown. And it then zooms up and it's Miku. And she's like being them both in like in a completely different pole because it's freaking Miku.
That's awesome.
Oh, by the way, this was also like the same day that Queen Elizabeth died.
Oh my god!
So basically like it overshadowed like the Queen's death for a bit that day.
Wow.
Damn.
Which
Look.
is also one of the artworks posted.
Look, priorities.
Right?
It's
I don't think I'll ever get over it.
it's the internet at its finest.
Right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And just the fact that the creator got in on it as well is the fucking best.
Yeah, I want to say like, cause that was 12 a.m. Cause he posted like 12 a.m. for 8. And I'm trying to find when. So that was before the results, before the poll closed. That he posted that he posted like the fan fiction. It was a good, like, I think, I don't know, Oh no, it was like the day after. It was like a couple hours after.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Because it was like the results came like September 7th at like 10 o'clock at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and like 2 hours later, he posts like the fanfic, which he was probably sitting on the entire time.
He was just typing it up as everything was happening, adjusting
Yeah.
what he was saying based as the results ebbed and flowed.
Yeah. Oh, apparently it wasn't like the the ultimate dad poll that Reagan won. It was the ultimate DILF. And I don't know if you've ever watched I don't know if y'all ever watched like Mob Psycho at all, but one, it's very good. I fully highly suggest it. I went in not really knowing what to expect because it's from the same creator as One Punch Man.
Mhm.
But it is very, very different from One Punch Man.
Okay.
Like, how different?
Essentially, you have this high schooler whose name is actually Shigeo, but everyone calls him Mob. He is psychic.
Mhm.
And he works for, and he does work for Reagan, who is an absolute scam artist. But Reagan is you're my son that I will never have / nephew / friend. So it's like a student teacher relationship where Reagan goes around saying he's I am a psychic, I can exorcise ghosts. And so he's basically going places to exorcise ghosts. He takes Mob with him. He was like, hey Mob, could you take care of the ghosts? Because Reagan can't actually see ghosts, and he's just human.
Mhm.
And so the entire story is about them just going place exorcising, essentially exorcising ghosts. And then Mob, as well as Mob just trying to live his life as a regular high schooler. They definitely subvert quite a few things, which I guess spoilers, but not massive spoilers. There's a scene where oh, you have these big, scary, bulky high schoolers. Clearly, they're going to be an issue, and no, they are part of the team's sports club. I guess their track and field club or something like that. They're just big meaty guys who like working out, and Mom's like, huh, I want to get more muscles, and there's we will support you, tiny child.
Nice.
And so it's a mixture of he also wants to live a normal high school life and be a kid, which is one of the things that Reagan also tells him, you should just be a kid. And every now and then shit hits the fan, and Reagan's he's holy and Mom's I'll take care of it. And Reagan's reaction is holy shit, you're 14, no.
Also, Bunny, thank you for the hydrate.
It's no, you cannot take care of this, let the adults handle it. And then it ends up being where it's the adults get their ass kicked, and and then so all these high schoolers who are all psychic and extremely powerful. It's well, sucks to suck. Let us take over.
Right.
But it's really good. It's, like I said, there's similarities to One Punch Man with how characters are very become buddy with each other very quickly. Right. But it's a much different story. I personally, I couldn't get into One Punch Man as much as I wanted to. Just because it was really hard for me to get into the main character.
Yeah.
Whereas, for Mob Psycho, it's I really got into the characters. I like their dynamic. I like it was a dynamic from the beginning of the series rather than part of the way through.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of kept adding people all along the way. And I think overall the story's a little bit more interesting. And because it's like they're dealing with ghosts and psychics and stuff, they really kind of they'll lean into like some of the Japanese yokai.
Mhm.
And then it's like it's not super often, but they will from time to time. And then other times they just kind of like we can do whatever because it's a ghost.
What?
And that's basically it. Season 3 is coming out soon, and I'm really excited because there is a giant broccoli in the middle of the city.
What?
Nice.
That's amazing.
And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for it. I think it's just on Crunchyroll, which is disappointing because I don't
Mhm.
want to
Yeah.
get Crunchyroll again. And so I'm probably gonna find another place to see if there's any other places where I can watch it legally.
Absolutely legally.
Legally.
No shenanigans here.
Twitch, there's no shenanigans.
No
You
shenanigans
wouldn't
at
download a
all.
car.
No, it's too hard to download a car.
I mean, it is now with NFTs. Ew!
Hey!
Fuck NFTs.
Yeah, absolutely.
God, the worst thing. I actually follow an artist. His name is RJ Palmer. He did all the concept, not all of it, but he did a large chunk of concept art for the Detective Pikachu movie.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Because this person loves drawing Pokemon and loves drawing them realistic.
Yes.
And then every now and then they'll just bust out like a random character that like such as Godzilla and be like and draw Godzilla as a Sonic character because why not?
That's awesome.
Because when you're an artist, you have a lot of power.
He had so much rage. I was like, what the heck? But he got hired on by the studio that did Detective Pikachu because of how much Pokemon fan art he did.
Mhm.
Yo.
And it's really kind of funny because, well, not funny.
Ironic?
It's like funny in a really annoying way that he's also one of those artists who he had to keep going and like filing like a cease and desist because people kept taking his art for like NFTs.
Oh.
Oh wow.
And then like when you have this AI art that's been popping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because these tech guys are just kind of like, oh hey, there's like we're doing it to be creative, which like there's some people who I do know that there are some people who like kind of use their own stuff in it
Mhm.
to generate things and kind of edit just as a launching point, which if it's your own things, it's like fine. But people are also but there's a lot of people talking about there's like, dang, I can't replicate realistic Charizard and RJ Palmer style from his work correctly. It keeps coming out deformed. So they're flat out saying they're like still swiping his work to do
Right.
AI NFT stuff. But the AI can't really tell what to do with it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's like, you do know that the guy uses like several different animals for his stuff, right?
Yeah, there's just some things that you just can't recreate even with AI. And
Right.
it's how do I put it? Because the AI only takes images and compilates them into the most common thing
Right.
and replicates that. But you can't replace the human imagination and the shitty,
Oh yeah.
amazing, fucked up shit we can come up with.
Oh yeah. There was that one that's real popular where well, it's not a real popular work, but it was one that was dunked on a lot,
Mm-hmm.
where I think it was supposed to be like, beautiful gal, she's also an astronaut. And they posted like different versions, which I'm pretty sure one of them was like Natalie Portman, like wearing like a fishbowl space helmet. And then the other one is like it's a 3/4 view of like of a person with long red hair, and they're kind of looking up, and there's like stars in space, and
Be
and
safety.
they're talking about how like, why do we need artists when I can just do this in an hour? And a few other artists who work professionally kind of went in and redlined it
Mm-hmm.
and added notes on what to fix, on what needed to be fixed, which went from like the eyes are looking into completely different directions. It's like, this cheekbone doesn't make sense. It's like, where is her chin for a realistic image? She is missing a whole shoulder, but she has an arm showing up on the other side of her chest. And among other things, and then they wrote on there, it's like, please have this finished with as like by noon today. Thank you.
Yep.
And then they commented, it's like, yeah, no, you can't replace our job because you need an actual person to make the changes.
Mm-hmm. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Right.
Let's see, I have some stuff from Fee. Fee says, I am not a bean, damn it. That is a lie. It has been publicly acknowledged that you are a bean. Waifu, I'm on my way. Please be safe. And I forgot the mushrooms turning around. So Fee has requested that I make her Hungarian mushroom stew, and she bought a pack of specifically wild mushrooms that you can only get at this one store in Austin because it's not available around here. So she stopped by by Wheatsville Co-op, which is the store I'm talking about, and is bought some on her way down. And she's bringing me these mushrooms so I can make her this stew.
Nice.
Yep. There we go. Then I am almost done coloring your character here.
Nice. I'm doing some finishing touches on like the liner and trying to see if I can do like a fun technique with the coloring that I want to do,
Mm-hmm.
or at least with the shading.
Yeah. There we go. And then alright, time to color your stuff.
Oh.
There we go.
I have also been like jumping from between stream to stream, and y'all are both doing an amazing job.
Thank you. We need to get you in another art type stream.
Yeah.
People need to be exposed to your work and admire it and how amazing it is.
Oh, thank you. I don't know how to handle compliments super well because like I'm usually like, no, it's not that good.
Well, you are your own worst critic. But you have improved so much over the years. I'm really proud of you.
But I think, so what's funny is that when I was doing my bachelor's, even though my work improved quite a bit technically, it only improved really when I was doing for my classwork and for assignments and stuff, which is why for my graduation show, is why I went with sculpture rather than doing any kind of like drawings or anything that I think that was actually expected out of me by people who knew me well. And to be very honest, it's like I don't regret getting my bachelor's because I absolutely adored my professor that I had for sculpture, and she did a lot for me to appreciate sculpture work more than like anyone else had ever did.
Right.
And kind of like introduced me to like several like artists that like I still think about their work. I'm like, I want this vibe. One of the artists I can always link it to it like later. His name is Stephen Indy. He is a sculptor. He I think that's correct. Let me. I had the wrong Steven. It's Steven with a PH, not a B. He had, I believe he uses like he uses CAD to design a lot of this stuff and has it like the parts of it cut out with a router. But he has these really large installations that are made mostly, I think, out of let's see. It's LED lights. There's some projection mapping, and then you have propylene, and it's taped together. Basically, plastic, like a high quality plastic, such as like similar to acrylic.
Oh.
And so he does these like large installation-based sculptures that have lights in them. And there's some of his work. I don't know if he has anything new on his website, but there's some where it looks like it's the entire room. And one of them feels like you walked into a room in a video game and not everything else loaded, and so you're just looking at a bunch of polygons, and it's a little bit surreal.
Ooh.
There's another installation. I think it's multiple pieces. It's called The Last People. And it's kind of these little like different. They're like these boxes, cube things with different designs on them.
Right.
But the area where it's set, the lighting that is like, because it's like in an area that's fairly dark. There's like a big one in like this room that's supposed to look like a log cabin. It's like illuminating the room like pinkish purple.
Ooh.
And it's just like this feeling where it's like I'm not supposed to be here, but I'm drawn in anyways to look closer, which would mean I would die immediately in a horror movie.
Yep.
It is the feeling that the first person gets in a sci-fi horror when they're approaching like the alien object, and they're like, "Ooh, glowy. What is it?" And they go up, and then they die.
Also, Bunny, what you just redeemed, that is for when I play Cult of the Lamb. I will refund that to you as soon as I can. But that is done for, again, when I do Cult of the Lamb. So, what it does, basically, it allows you to contribute to my totem and all that jazz. And when, sometimes when I play Cult of the Lamb, my chat is able to basically fuck around with stuff and decide on what happens if something good or bad happens to me and or my cult.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I just implemented it on mine, because you have to be affiliate, and I just got it, and it was a lot of fun to mess with.
Ooh. But yeah, so like my sculpture professor, like I learned about like a lot of sculpture artists where like
Yeah.
I do think that like some of the stuff in there, I would say has probably influenced my art in ways I don't really think about. I don't know because I don't pay that much attention. But other than printmaking, but because printmaking is kind of like a free-for-all, because basically you can make anything into a print. You just gotta put in 3 times the amount of work where you basically draw the thing. Right, now draw the thing 99% of the time backwards unless you're doing screen printing. And then you print it out to get the right side up. That is printmaking. And notoriously, usually on relief printing, and people are doing text, we forget that we're doing text, we're carving it out of a block. We need to make sure that whatever text is on there is mirror reverse. Basically, like, it needs to be backwards. If we can read it normally, it is wrong. Because once you print it out, it's like, it's supposed, if it's like reverse and you print it out, it's supposed to read correctly. And every now and then, like, everyone forgets it until once they're printing, they're like, shoot.
Yep. That would frustrate me.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my friends, Dan, their wood blocks, I have one of their prints at work right now. It's a giant print, and I'll dream about getting it framed. I don't know when I will. But they go around and take a lot of photos, at least for their grad show. They took a lot of photos of different animal skulls that they had. And different objects that they had with them, and essentially went on Photoshop and collaged it all together to make a composition that they really liked. And then they turned it into a black and white image, made it into a screen print, and actually screen printed that onto their block. And then did the carving from there, which is a lot of work, but it's also, I don't have to draw this giant 4x8 block. I just have to print on it and carve it out.
Right.
And then print it again. So I have one of their pieces at work. Their MFA thesis, the main pieces took from, I want to say, different aspects of, I think, more Catholicism than it was like general Christianity. I'm gonna go to their page. I hope they still have it. But the exhibition was called "Expanding Our Empathy," and they did have, like, in one corner of the gallery, they had kind of like, they made a tree out of like branches and brambles that they had collected, and they had like some skulls and stuff like intertwined with it. But there's one piece of a cow skull, and it has like a barbed wire crown floating above it. Which, Dan, why don't you have names on any of your stuff anymore? The one that I have, it's a deer skull that has arrows shooting into the skull from various directions, and it's laying on the grass. I can't remember what saint that was, other than they got shot by an arrow. And then the last one, which is supposed to be Mary Magdalene, I believe it's a raccoon skull with like essentially like a clay boss floating over the head.
Ooh.
I want to say it's a raccoon skull, but it could be a cat skull. I cannot remember for the life of me.
It's fine. It's cool. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's really nice. But yeah, so I have one. So I forgot the point I was trying to make, frankly.
Sculpting and printmaking and what you've learned from all of it.
Oh yeah. So like that's kind of an example of like kind of streamlining things and making it fast for them. And so there's other people that will kind of draw something out real quick, like on computer, and then they'll print it out either like an inkjet or have it printed out as like a transparency. And if you do an inkjet, you can print it out normally, like inkjet. You print it out normally, and then I believe you can do, I think, rubbing alcohol or something on it. I'd have to check on it and kind of like soak the top of it so that way it transfers the ink onto the block, and then you can like gently wipe away the paper and then carve away. Or you can just screen print on top of it, but that's also an extra step and more cleanup than most people want to do. Or you're me and you're just kind of go, I'm just gonna draw straight on this block and do whatever. And I'll just straight up like, I'll scribble something out in pencil. And she's like, yeah, that's good enough. And then I'll just take a Sharpie and like scribble more on top of it and be like, okay, we're good. And then carve it out.
Right.
For Megan was kind of like, yeah, like you can do whatever. It's pretty free. It's pretty like most things can be transferred into print. It's a very experimental form of art because like there's the basic one. There's like the traditional ways for like you have wood engravings. You have what like relief printing. So like a lot of Japanese prints are called mokuhanga, and they're often either multi-part reduction relief. Either they'll do it with like multiple blocks, or they'll do it on one block and kind of take more and more away until the block is kind of gone.
Right.
You have lithography, which the traditional way of lithography is with a very heavy slab of limestone that is from a very specific quarry in Germany that is pure limestone. There's little to no fossils found in it, and that quarry is essentially tapped dry because we as people like to tap things dry, apparently. Don't take that out of context, people.
Too late.
And so people are trying to make other ways to kind of do lithographs that are one kind of a little bit safer in regards to chemicals used, as well as a bit more accessible.
Right.
Then the other one that's like kind of one of the more traditional one is called intaglio.
Be safe, Phoenix.
The way it's spelled is like intaglio. And so if I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, it's intaglio. Or I'll just call it like a metal etching because it's often with a copper plate that has a ground on it. Usually it's asphaltum, which is one of those chemicals that is used in roads for the asphalt. And then whenever you take kind of like a needle to scratch out your lines, you put the plate into a vat of acid. For copper, it's usually, I believe, it's not actually acid, it's more of like a salt mixture. It's ferric, I think, I want to say it's like ferric acid or something like that. But the downside for making is that other than like for screen prints, there's a lot of solvents that if you're exposed to it and you don't like take care of like making sure you wear gloves, making sure you're in a well ventilated place, they can lead to you being more sensitive to those chemicals. In fact, my professor Ryan, he worked in a studio where they were very, very lax with their chemical handling. And so there's like, oh yeah, I'll just handle glycine and paint thinner with my bare hands. It's fine. And now neither of those two things are allowed in the studio because he's real sensitive to it. And if someone uses it, he has a hard time breathing.
Oh.
The good news is that people, like a lot, printmakers are really well aware of this, and so they're always trying to find new ways to keep doing printmaking, but it's not using as many chemicals that are harmful to people.
Right.
There's some things where it's like, okay, well, we still have to do this because of this reason, but we're implementing better practices. So now for like cleanup, like Lizatine and I think mineral spirits were like some of the most common used materials to clean up like the ink because it's often oil based, and
Right.
you have to put the ink on a slab, and then you use a roller that's called most of the rollers that you see, it has like a handle on it, and it's called a brayer, and you have to roll it out on the slab so that way you can apply it to your matrix. That's the key blocks that you use.
Right.
But you use that to apply it to there evenly. But because it's oil based, it's a little bit tricky to clean up, and so you use a solvent to like keep the oil away. Most places now just use vegetable oil because it still breaks it up, but it just makes everything real greasy.
Right.
And once you're done with that, you just kind of go back in with Windex and rubbing alcohol to just kind of degrease the work area.
That's all.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, like my drawing classes, I went way off on a tangent because I really like printmaking. I'm sorry, y'all.
No,
Oh,
no,
you're
no.
fine.
I was
Sorry.
like, I'm loving this.
Right?
It's like I could like go further into like certain things. Like one of my printmaking classes was specifically on lithography, and so I could easily go into like the nitty-gritty details of like doing a lithograph on like limestone, but that's a whole nother conversation. But as for my drawing classes, one of them was great, and then the professor who taught that class moved at the end of the semester. I was like, Evan, what the fuck? And that class was great because our assignments, like we all had basically the same assignment, but it was like really open to interpretation.
Right.
So the first one was like home and like what it means to you.
Oh.
And then we had to write essentially like a paragraph to a page about what we're doing and materials that we're using and why.
Ooh.
And so he was actually starting to kind of teach us in basically start teaching us in like writing like artist statements and like learning how to talk about our work. And kind of like giving examples as well.
Ooh.
And then and that was like drawing 3. And then when I took advanced drawing with a completely different professor, I was so mad by the end of that semester with that specific professor because I felt like I wasted my money and my time at my last semester because we found out about 2/3 of the way that the syllabus and the assignments we're doing were actually recycled from his drawing 2 class.
Oh.
And so we were basically just doing a bunch of still life just in different materials. And so a lot of those materials was like, I'll never touch this again.
Yeah, that is the
Yeah.
one bad thing of taking college art classes is you obtain a lot of supplies that you're like,
Yeah.
I'm never touching it again.
Yeah, like there's one thing which this is actually interesting. It's an interesting method if you like doing really soft, delicate work. If you get like some paper it could be like cardstock or it can be watercolor paper, just something a little bit firmer, like that has like a little bit of like hole to it, and
Right.
you have it primed with like gesso.
Mhm.
If you take wire, it can like if you take wire and have it straightened out as if it's kind of like a pencil, you can actually draw on the gesso once it's dried, and it will do this really light kind of silver lining on it. And if you go over the lines more, it'll deepen it up. And then if you leave it, it'll eventually, like over time, those lines will start getting darker and darker. And it's called silver point, which is really, really interesting and kind of fun to do. I think I drew a coyote, and then I went on this whole rant about being forced to go to church when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
But like other than that, we didn't really do too much of like our own thing in the class, or like this is the it's like we can't it's like, oh, like now we did all like these life studies, now go find a, like one of them was like we're drawing in ballpoint pen, and to see like if we can kind of like use like a multicolored ballpoint pen to like recreate like either the still life that we had, which one of them like a jelly, like a gummy bear, a Lego, and something else, and we made like
Right.
a little arrangement, and we had to like redraw it in ballpoint pen, which is fine as like a short exercise or an exercise to do outside of class for us to show like, okay, yeah, like we know what we're doing here, and then have some, and just as like a homework type deal
Right.
while we're working on like a larger prompt type thing, which we never did, and it was really frustrating. I think the thing that annoyed me the most, and this is the thing that annoys me the most about college art classes, and very specifically for those professors who are very like they're more traditional in like the work they produce.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so tired of hearing professors say, I don't want to see that anime stuff. I don't want, it's like, this is college. I don't want to see high school art.
Like,
because it's like,
bitch,
this is
people in Japan go to college for manga. Like, come
Right.
on.
It's really frustrating because, like, we're like, I'd understand. I don't want to see you drawing a stylized character on an empty background for all of your work. It's like, which is much more specific. It's like, I don't want you to be like, well, I don't know what to do, so I'm gonna do skull and crossbones with the rose in the hand
Right.
of the skeleton. And the world is on fire. I'm trying to think of like things that people that I see a lot of high schoolers draw when there's like, I don't know what to do, I'm gonna be edgy.
I think a lot of the problem with people who tend to draw just anime is that they're not willing to learn anything else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the issue. And when they come into college expecting to just continue drawing anime and they are met with so much resistance, I think that's a lot of where the headspace is with those professors.
Yeah, like I get that.
But I think that also they need to recognize that like anime itself is a style, and with especially where we're at, animation and illustration degrees are rare.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fine art is much more easy to access than any other form of specialized art. It is fine art or graphic design.
Yeah,
That's
especially
it.
given the boom of 3D animation right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I definitely don't disagree with like, I understand where they're coming from. It's just very awkward when we're like kind of in a level 4 class and we have a professor talking to us as if we're in like the level 1, level 2 classes.
Yeah.
Right.
and they're regurgitating their syllabus and assignments from their level 1, level 2 classes.
Mm.
It's like that's where I had more of the issue with, in like along with those comments, especially since my work does heavily pull from anime and various cartoons that I watch.
Yeah.
And also like a lot of comics as well.
Yeah.
And I've only had really one professor, because there's one time where like I was doing a self-portrait and he looked at it, he's like, oh, he's like, do you watch a lot of anime? And this is like 2012, 2013, something like that.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I was like, yeah, I've been trying to like phase it out. He's like, why? He's like, if it's an influence, it's an influence. You should keep it. He's like, otherwise, it's like you're just gonna make work that's not yours.
Exactly. Like
Mm.
that's something to point out to everyone who wants to be artists and like, well, how do I find my style? Literally just consume media. Like just consume media and you will see the influence in your style develop. Like it just
Yeah.
happens naturally. And that influence can be literally anything. Like mine's a lot of mushrooms. That's like my big thing is mushrooms. But I mean, I have a lot of background in anime. Anime is what started me drawing in the first place.
Right.
A lot of cartooning. Even traditional work. I incorporate a lot of anatomy and being anatomically correct. So inspiration comes from everywhere, and you develop your style the more you draw.
Yeah.
I think the best advice I could ever give to anyone who's learning to draw or wanting to draw, and they're really concerned about like, oh no, it's anime and people don't like that, or that's like real niche. It's like, don't abandon the things that started making you draw. It's like, even if so like for me it was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
Sailor Moon
which
for me.
I don't draw Sonic art near as much as I used to. Despite that, I'm not active in the fan base, but I know what's going on in the fan base.
Yeah.
I think my friend Miles is much more active. I'm actually commissioning him to do an illustration that I'm gonna get tattooed later on.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm really excited for them. Excited for what he does, because I was like, I gave him like a journal doodle of like, this is all I could think of for like posing. Have at it. It's like, it's supersonic and smoky, spacey background.
Nice.
Like, it's up your alley.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
I also like, I love his work so much. And I'd asked him from like before I even made the commission, I was like, hey, it's like, if I commission you to do an illustration and my intent is to get it tattooed later, would you be okay with that? And he was like, oh yeah, I am.
That's really awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that. For a quick pause, where are you at, Road?
Actually, I am basically done.
Yeah, I'm done too.
Okay.
I've been streaming your stream on mine because I stopped a little while ago and it was like, I'm not doing anything. We're gonna show Road. So yeah, I guess we'll do our reveals.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. I fucking love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, honestly, my favorite bit that I have for yours, like, the changes are like super subtle, but I love how I have the mushrooms basically have become the bones of your tail.
Yeah.
It's like your skeletal system is implied to be changing into fungi.
I am becoming the true queen of shrooms. That is so awesome. All right. What I did was just drag your stream over onto mine. I don't know how you want to reveal
Right.
yours.
Shoot. I don't know how exactly I'm going to like pull this up on my end, or at least safely without accidentally like giving my info.
So what I did was I took the tab from Google, or where I'm streaming your stream, and I drag it over to where my drawing thing. Oh wait, you're on a tablet.
Well, I'm on my tablet and I'm doing like a mirror play thing, so I can mess with my Oh, but yeah, that is a point. I could pull up your stream
Yeah.
on my tablet. There you go, being smart. Okay, give me
Yeah.
a hot sec.
Yeah. That's probably the easiest way to do it, because that's just how I was like, okay, how do I do this without doxing anyone? I'm like, oh wait, I'll just move the stream over.
Right.
That works perfectly.
Okay.
I should probably center this a little bit better. It's like a little. Hold on.
Yeah.
Come on, move over.
Oh wait. Wait, why is it?
Come on.
Why will you not show the thing now? Oh, is it because I'm doing the mirror play and like my tablet is like, you're doing mirror play. Are you sure you want to like give people the audio? It's like, I want people to see the thing.
Show the thing.
Come on.
I could also just save it and send you a picture if that's easier.
I'm going to figure out a way to like show my Twitch, like, because if I can show the, and I think I have a way to like crop it. See, so I'll set up a browser. Do question mark. Have that prepped for behind everything. Or, yeah, properties.
Getting somewhere, I see.
Yeah, let's see if that works. Looks
you
like
just
it
added a browser source.
interact. Yes, the broadcaster has indicated that it's for mature audiences.
Yep.
Okay. Hey yo!
There you are.
Oh, and there's extra audio because
Oops.
I don't know how to turn the audio off from this, but actually, hold on. I think I have an idea. Setting, no. There we go. Press that button to mute it. But yeah, honestly, the hair is giving me Sora vibes.
It's the hat.
It is
makes
the
it
hat.
pointy.
I love this. This is adorable. Well, also, like, the thing that you have over, like, my right eye, it reminds me of, like, the little mask that Sora has in Halloween Town.
Yes. I didn't even think of that, but yeah. So yeah, this is you. This is your villain arc.
Nice. Oh my god, you made Top Hat look fucking demented.
Exactly. Top Hat's like your little partner.
I
Goes
gotta pull
around
him
with
in
you.
here. Hold on. Amy, come see this shit. He's so angry.
Just going around eating dreams.
So Tiny and I have been doing an art collab, and I mentioned you, and she decided to add you in as my little companion.
My only qualm is that the top of the hat does not open like a lid. It's the brim that's the mouth.
This is supposed to be the villain you, sweetheart.
Yes.
You look disheveled as fuck, and there's your.
It's your
are you saying the
villain arc.
Really would talk out of the top of my head and not my mouth?
You have two mouths, technically, I guess.
Because it's the evil version of me.
Tiny
doesn't-
says you technically have two.
Yes, but one is aesthetic, as you can plainly see.
You could hear that. Okay, you want to talk?
No,
No? Okay. Want me to let you be?
no.
Well, we're just about done, so
Yeah.
we can hang out like super soon, okay?
Have a good stream.
E. Alright.
When you're a
All
villain,
right.
you end up with two mouths, don't you know? And one is purely for aesthetic.
It's purely for aesthetic.
That's awesome. Well,
Okay.
I'm really glad you like it.
Yay. No, this is awesome. This is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I love what you did with mine. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end it. For me, anyway, it's a little
Yeah.
past what I usually stream for, but I really appreciate y'all
Yeah.
being here today. Thank you, Road, for collabing with me. I would love to do it again sometime.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe more
thank you for
Gardic
having
Phone.
me.
And thank you for the surprise appearance of Shonas and all your extensive art knowledge and sharing it with everyone. It was actually really interesting.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
really appreciated.
You're welcome. I'm sorry for like talking so much of y'all's streams.
No,
Oh, you're
Towards the end
good.
there.
not you are welcome to chat my ear off anytime. You know that, right? Like, just pop in and talk to me. I love hearing from you.
I want to make sure before I do that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of though, what is your Twitch name so that we can shout you out?
It is Washonesis. It's WASHOENSIS. Also, let me actually let me just put you in chat, right in your chat.
There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah, I go by that handle pretty much everywhere where like that I'm on. Fun fact: it is part of the scientific name for a subspecies of ponderosa pine that is
Ooh.
found in Washoe County, Nevada, and a couple parts of California. Since it's like, I want to say it's near Reno, which is near the Nevada-California state line. If I remember correctly. I don't remember correctly though.
Right.
I could be totally off base, but it is like around Washoe County, which is near Reno.
That is
Nevada.
super cool.
All right.
I went by
Well-
that because Ponderosa Pine was taken, and I was very sad.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think I know who I'm going to raid. Who are you thinking of raiding?
Josephine.
Same.
Yeah. Let's go attack Josephine. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for coming. Come back tomorrow to play Cult of Lamb. Please support our two lovely guests today. Washonas on our Twitter and RoadtoDusk on their stream as well. We're going to be raiding out to Josephine Hazard. So y'all have a great night, and thank you so much. I really appreciate you all being here.
Yeah. As for my audience, thank you so much for sticking around. Please get ready for this awesome time for playing some Project Diva tomorrow. Please do know that even though this may be the end of this stream, know that this is not the end, as there will always be another time. Have a good rest of your morning, evening, afternoon, as we all say. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Bye.